Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, welcome to the Liberian Perspective. And please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as they upload to YouTube. Hey, guess what, man? I got to go ahead and get into this live video because we got one of the best recruits ever. You know what time it is. Let's work. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We live. We live. We live. YouTube, we live. Yes, sir. About to flex. Yes, sir. We about to flex. We about to flex. If yesterday's show was about criticism, oh boy, haters beware today. We're going to flex. What? Oh, it's about to be on, baby. It's about to be on, baby. Yes, sir. It's about to be on, baby. It's going to be night and day from yesterday's live news, okay? Live show. It's about to be on, okay? The work is being done, guys. Welcome to TLP Live at noon. If you're on the West Coast, it's probably like 9 o'clock or 9:04. Right now, it's 12:04 on the East Coast. That's in New York, which is not too far from Washington, D.C., maybe like 3.5, maybe 3 hours, depending on how fast you drive down, okay? 495, okay? If you know what I mean, okay? You can hit that BW Parkway 295. You can get right there to DC right real quick. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we got one of the biggest recruits right now. Yes, sir. Yo, New Dimensions, what up with you? Welcome to TLP Live at noon. I am your host, Harry B, as it said right there on your screen. Listen, this live show is about you, man. This live show is an opportunity for you to voice your opinion. It's about time for you to, it's about the show that you need to, whatever you got to say, you are the expert, okay? We don't have no resident expert. We have regular people just like you that have football interest, that love Coach Prime, the Buffs, that maybe hate, because we have a few haters in here. Trust me, they are in here too, because I allowed them to come in here so that we can all we can trash them. Maybe not, but I'm a nice guy. But yeah, man, this is where we talk about what's happening around the Buffs. Live at noon every day, okay? Monday through Friday, we come on live at noon. We spend a couple of hours together. Some of you are sneak working or sneak watching while you do a little bit of work. I still welcome you. So we are going to get into it today. You've seen if you are paying any attention to the thumbnails or the title of the video, this one is pretty much about, we're going to get into the breaking news, okay? Just relax for a second. But this one is about our love for Coach Prime that fosters their hate. I got an epiphany. I called some girl named Tiffany, and she gave me an epiphany. You see what I'm doing there? Why are you so happy, Harry B? It's because it's about to be game time, baby. Anyway, so yeah, man, I got an epiphany, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's interesting because when you're going back and forth with somebody online, when you're in the comment sections like I am, all day, every day, because this is my full-time job. That's why I got that little Cash App thing right there, so you can bless me if I'm doing a good job, all right? If you've watched at least 3 of these shows, and you're like, man, I got $5 I can get Harry B, please do so, okay? That's what I do for a living, all right? I know you're earning your living, but $5, if you can part with $5, $10, something, bless your boy, okay? I will appreciate that. Thank you. So, guys, I realized that our love for Coach Prime is what's really fostering these people's hate. I think some people just like to go against the grain. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're like, what do you like about this guy so much? Who cares? Like, you know, it all stems in jealousy, envy, and seven sins, right? We just found a way to just admire the guy, but for some odd reason, because of our admiration for him, it's really hurting their feelings and it's really hurting them. I don't know why, but we're going to get into that today. We're going to talk about it. So remember the protocol, guys. If I'm talking about a topic and you want to chime in, you want to come on in here and talk about it with me, this show is a show for the people. This is your voice. This is your opportunity to be the expert. All right? Come on here and talk about it with me. Right at the top of this video, if you're watching the screen, you can email me. You can call in by emailing me hottipsfortlpsports@gmail.com. You email me, I send you a link, and then we come on and we talk about that topic. I'll bring somebody else on to handle another topic. Or you can keep talking if you want to, whatever else you got to say. It's happened. But before we get deep into the show today, guys, before we get into why our love for Coach Prime and our admiration for Coach Prime fosters or just kind of like encapsulates or crystallizes their hate for him, because let's go ahead. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and cover today's breaking news, cover all of the headlines, and then we'll come back and, get into the show. You know how it goes, right? You've been here. You've been around here. But before I get into it, let's go ahead and introduce our guests. Here we have some guests, guys. Kim B. Kim B was number one. He was up in there 11:28 my time. I don't know where Kim B is at. Kim B, what up with you? T. Nicole, what up with you? Timothy Smith, what up? Purple Orca, what up with you? I gotta say, Purple Orca may not favor Deion Sanders so much, but he does kind of like, he's a centrist. He's kind of right there, and he does drop some knowledge. But you know what I'm saying? So it's cool. You know what I'm saying? He's like Surf. Surf is not 100, like Surfer Boy 3000 or 300. He's not 100% like, like we are. But, they have their opinions, and it's okay. We can share, agree sometimes or disagree, and it's all good. New Dimensions Foundation Chicago in the house. What up with you? Crazy beast. Crazy beat. I think that's what it is. I forget what we settled on. Crypto X, what up with you? Sean Roberts. Sean Roberts says, bro, just talk. You doing too much. It is a talk show with my personality. I'm just talking. That's exactly what I do on this show. Do you not know? I just talk. And it's infused with my personality, bro. The exit is not too far from wherever you are. It's called other channels, bro. KMS, what up with you? KMS says, yo, the hate scale just shot up to 10. Y'all ready? Let me get some fire emojis. Let me get some thumbs up. Let me get some like buttons going up. We got to get this show crazy up. Let's go. I know you've been watching other lives about the breaking news. And the breaking news, guys, is that we just landed one of the top recruits that is currently available for football. He's an old lineman, and you probably already heard. You know what I'm saying? Like you already heard. This ain't new to you. You already know what's happening. I don't know if YouTube is going to allow me to play this, but it is what it is. YouTube, you can take this out if you want, but just there are some people that are joining the chat, and they are trying to get information. So give me a shotgun. I will give you the breaking news, and then we can get directly into the show, guys. All right, McCullen William, you giving me the fire emoji. What to do, KMS? Angela Gaines, you back again for more? I see y'all. We got some residents in this house. Crazy Beast or Crazy East. Yeah, Crazy Beast. That's what it is. I think it's Crazy Beast. Timothy Smith, you becoming a resident. The names that I keep seeing now, you guys are residents of the show, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure that y'all see that little green button that says $sign TLP Sports Club. The man above is back in the building. You are a resident. I'm gonna start calling out my residents. Kendra, I know you're a resident. I'm gonna start calling y'all out as my residents, man. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Okay, don't forget that Cash App though. Wink, wink. Let's go. Okay, this is on fair use, guys. This is fair use. YouTube, I know you're probably gonna cancel me anyways. I'm probably gonna lose my money. You're gonna say, copyright violation. But this is fair use, YouTube. Please let me play this. Please let me play this. Okay? YouTube, please allow me to play this. Here we go, guys. For those of you who haven't heard, it's all over the news. But if you haven't heard, let's go ahead and play this. Skip is such a phony. Those goes. Shador is doing a somewhere. Shador is doing a handstand. Oh my goodness! DC, Maryland, stand up. DMV, where you at? Stand the freak up. Let's go, baby. It wasn't showing. Y'all say it wasn't showing or playing? The topic today. Oh, y'all can't see it? Oh man, maybe they're blocking it. I am so sorry, guys. Y'all couldn't see it. I don't know if they're blocking it. Let me check. Let me check something real quick. Present screen, share. Let's go to StreamYard. Allow. Y'all tell me if y'all can see this screen, please. Somebody says yes, we can see this screen right here. Can y'all see this Twitter screen? Twitter screen. We see it now. All right, let's do it. Okay, let's go back. My bad.
Enough has been said. The time has come. Jordan Seaton, next year you will attend ... which school?
First off, I would like to thank God, my family, everybody who's been in this recruiting process for me. You know, it's been a long one, not an easy one, but those who've been with me and stuck with me, seeing how we persevere when times get hardest. But for the next 3 to 4 years, what's in the bag seat?
What's in the bag seat?
I'll be going to
Wait a minute.
the University of Colorado.
He's a buffalo. Coach, somewhere Shador is doing handstands.
Hey, oh my God! This is Deion text me.
Coach Ron did it again.
Did it again. Y'all can't see it still? Oh man, well, y'all say y'all can see it. So anyway, it was an announcement by I think maybe they're just blocking it just because it's copywritten and we can hear it. Okay. Maybe it's because it's copyrighted material, but it was on Twitter. But anyways, glad you guys saw it, were able to hear it. That is that was the announcement for Jordan Seaton. He was announcing that he is going to be a buff, and Skip is like, man, listen, man, somewhere, Shador is doing a handstand. Now, let's talk about this a little bit, because what's important about this early get, this is going to be a trickling effect. This is going to have some, it's going to ricochet somewhere down the line, because if you guys don't know, there are a couple of linemen, or there are a couple of offensive linemen and defensive linemen that are in the portal for some SEC schools. There are a couple of guys that are there, but just like anything else, remember, let me say this early. I think a lot of the panic is not necessarily coming from Buff fans. A lot of the panic is coming from minions, all right? Orchestrated minions that are planted as Buff fans to create chaos and to create some type of panic. So it makes it seem like there's panic, which is then going to try to infiltrate its ugly head amongst our real fans to say, well, what's going on? This is a strategic move by the enemy, all right, to make to cause chaos and panic so that it can take us off our game. We talked about this in a couple of shows ago. I don't know if how many of you guys remember that Coach Prime is just the head coach. This is a system. This is not some mom and pop shop university that has no recruiting base, that has no money. Boulder is colder because they got money, and Coach Prime is infusing a lot of money within the base. So he's waking up the base. So we talked about that not too long ago. There's a recruiting department. Everybody's doing their job. Rick George is calling his rich buddies and all of the alumni that are millionaires and billionaires. He's doing his job to make sure that we land some instrumental pieces that's going to make this football team a little better. Everybody that comes through here, we want to take a critical look at them, but we also want to make sure that we allow the base to know that all of the panic buttons that are being pressed are not just coming from us. It's not all buffs that are doing this. I learned about this not too long ago, that the panic button is being created by outside forces. And that's what I wanted to talk about in today's show. So we have to understand that everything is not coming from us. A lot of it is coming from outside forces. If you don't know by now that there are outside forces that are infusing panic or infusing negative news, negative headlines into this process to cause recruits not to come here. If you don't know that, then you might be naive. There's a lot of hate, but some of it is warranted, but a lot of it is coming from outside forces that we have nothing to do about, or that we have nothing to do with. So now we got our offensive line coach, all right? So it kind of happened in succession. You got the offensive line coach in Phil Lodeholt, and now you got somebody who's going to commit for us to have Shador being protected. So what's going to happen now? It's all going to go down from him, because he's not just a 5-star. I don't know if you guys watched the rating video that I put out, but you got to keep in mind that a 5-star is somebody who scores above a certain number, but then if they exceed that number, if they go over 100, then they rate them 5-star plus. So Jordan Seaton from the Washington, D.C. metro area, all right, he's actually a 5-star plus, okay? So a 5-star plus, that means that he exceeded all of the expectations of what a 5-star is and above. So that's who we got. What does this mean? What does getting Jordan Seaton mean for us, for our base? What it means is that all of the negative messages, some are working, but not all of it's working. Okay? The outside noise, the panic pushers, the panic button pushers, some of it is working, but it's not all working. You understand? It's causing other players not to come here, but there are some that can kind of like, see through the noise, and they're going to say, you know what? I know what it is. I know what it's about. Because Jordan Seaton said this in his announcement. So he said, no matter where you end up, no matter where you go, you still got to do the work. So it doesn't matter if there's noise over there, if it's a clown show over there, you still got to put in the work. That's what Jordan Seaton said. You still got to go over there and you still got to do the work. So it's a good thing that he's here. He's here now. So that's going to cause other people to say, well, I thought it was a clown show over there. I thought nobody wanted to go over there. All of the messaging that's being created by outside forces, everything, now it's going to cause them to rethink their decision. Some who wanted to come, but they were holding off to see what trickled down. This is the starting point for other things to start happening. And we are excited about that. Do not let no hater stop your shine right now. So we cannot allow anyone to stop our shine right now. Celebrate every moment. Celebrate. All right? Celebrate the offensive lines coach. Celebrate Mr. Lodholt. Celebrate him. We are excited in this base. We are ecstatic that we were able to land one of the top recruits in 2024 from Washington, D.C. All right? My place, where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? 1989, when I got out that plane, that's where I went. So that's where I grew up. The DMV is gonna show up. So right now, Coach Prime is the king of the DMV. All right. Yo, that is huge, King P24. So who's ready to come on and flex with me? Come on. Erica Ransom, DMV's in the building. You heard what I'm saying? DMV's in the building, baby. King of the DMV's Coach Prime right now. Okay. Who's ready to come on and flex with me? Let's start this show early. Let me start the guest early. Let's go. Hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. Hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. So let's dig deep into the show. What does the offensive lines coach mean? Let me give you this thing right here. What does that mean? All right. You get the offensive line. They're coming in December. Like early December. It's December the 7th. We're doing this show. They're coming in early. They get time to communicate with the players. They get time to communicate with other staff. They can start building bonds. I believe the lessons that are learned from the other regime, I believe those lessons are going to help us to develop a tighter-knit coaching staff and a tighter-knit group. Because the young men are hearing all of this. All right? The young men, they're hearing all of the noise. And they're developing that same thing that helped them to beat TCU, Nebraska, CSU. That same energy, I think they know how to cultivate that energy this time around. It's going to help them to cultivate that energy. Because we came off blazing. We learned that the whole world was against us. We came off blazing, and then we lost that shine. When everybody started to love on us, we lost it. We don't know what happened. But now I think this time around, when everybody's counting us out again, that energy is going to be there again. And then we're going to have to face these guys with that energy. And you already know who these guys are. Here we go. North Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado State, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Cincinnati, Kansas, Texas Tech, UCF. How many Big 12 games do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Big 12 games we're going to be playing, but we're not playing 12 games unless we are missing some games on that list. That was like the official, that was like the early list. There may be some games that are missing off that list. And if anybody knows which games that we are missing, please feel free to put that on there and help a brother out. You hear me? Let me put the right one up there again. So we could be missing a few games on there. T. Nicole, I think you're right. I think we are missing a few games on there. Are we playing, if anybody knows, are we playing in the Big 12? Do we play 12 games? Or do we play, what was that? 7, 8, 10, was that 10 games? 7 plus 3? That's about 10, right? Do we play 10 or 12? Rudy Wright says Seaton kind of flexed on him too. He kind of started recruiting on air like Suge Knight. So I think it's important, man. Like, it's a great thing for us to land somebody like Seaton because, I mean, he start calling his friends. Seaton got friends. Seaton played with a lot of people. He might get some people from his own team, from his previous team, or he might get some people that he already know. And the fact that he's already, like, he's such a big recruit, he's such a big deal, it's gonna go down, it's gonna have a domino effect. That domino effect is probably happening right now. Because Seaton gonna call make some phone calls, text some people, be like, yo, forget what everybody else is saying. You should come over here. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying because Seaton is saying the right thing. It don't matter where you go, bro. You're still going to have to put in the work, whether it's with Coach Prime, Georgia, anywhere. You still got to do the work. I don't know what everybody don't, some people don't really understand. Okay, so we playing, Arcus said we're playing Arizona and Utah. Oh, so we get to play Arizona and Utah again. Yeah, because, okay. I wonder why that list is short. Okay, so we're playing 12 games. All right, so it's going to be 12 games again next year. Okay. All right, hopefully I can get I'll probably do another list so that I can change that list and include Arizona and Utah. Okay. All right, so Coach Prime wants to give Peggy a bowl game next year. It starts with Seaton. It starts with him. We're going to start with him, and then at the end of the day, let's see what trickles down. Let's see what the domino effect brings forth once in a couple of days, because now he's in-house. He's been on national TV. The hate, I think, who said that? The hate just went up by tenfold. So the hate is going to go up, but now the national coverage is being reinvigorated. The national coverage is coming back again because you land a big recruit like Seaton, and the national media is ready again. And he's going to be here for like 3 to 4 years. If he becomes, I think he has 3 years remaining, and then he becomes a graduate. So if he wants to stay a little bit, depending on what the bag was looking like for him, all right, because to get a big recruit like that, the bag had to be right. All right, so depending on how sweet and nice that bag is, you know what I'm saying, he might graduate and come back. But at least we might have him for 3 years. So hopefully, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, until they get there and he starts to meet other people and relationships start to foster, and depending on who he gets along with and who he doesn't get along with, you know what I'm saying, we're not going to be delusional. And we're not going to say, oh, we're going to have him for all those years, because the transfer portal is there. There's going to be people coming with, with a bigger bag. And this is just a verbal commit. This is not signing day that's going to be coming. So it's a commit. It happened on TV. Listen, people have committed and they have decommitted. But right now, from what he said, and it seems like all the stars were lined up, and how he feels, it seems like he's going to be here for good. All right. So we got Aaron Butler coming. We got Cam. He's coming from Georgia. It's looking pretty nice. It's looking pretty nice. So the haters aren't gonna like this one. All right. So Wild Dog, would you say OT plus 2 dogs, 2 grads, Tyler Brown equals fire? I believe it. Rudy Wright said that was not a debit card. That was the American Express. Yeah. To land him, I'm sure it costs a couple of stacks. You understand what I'm saying? This is a huge win for Coach Prime. That is definitely correct. So now we just got to do the work to keep him. We just got to do the right things. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully nothing goes awry behind the scenes. And, you know, signing day is coming. Signing day is not too far from now. Signing day is going to happen real soon. And then once he signs on that dotted line, we got him for at least a year. So if everything goes well, he gets along with Shador. He rides in that Rolls Royce a couple of times. They go out to dinner. They spend some time together. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does a good job. He get a rollie. You know what I'm saying? He's able to flex a few rollies. And Shador gives out some gifts. Wink, wink, Shador. Spend some of that $4.7 million you got. Go buy some gifts, Shador, for Christmas. All right? Get some rollies. You can get a sponsor to give you a few rollies and give it all to your O-line and get some gift cards, Shador. This is a free promotion for everybody for the O-line. Get a few gifts for the O-line and go hand them out for Christmas. Y'all start the relationships early. Take them out. Y'all all go to the mountains. Y'all go sleep in the caves in the mountains. Okay, y'all in the Rocky Mountains. Okay, take some blankets and go sleep in the cave. Okay, and get busy. Not pause. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? Get to know each other. That was weird. That was a little weird. Oh man. Wild Dog says Seaton's appearance was planned long in advance, a day after the documentary release. I mean, it was obvious. You saw the guy sitting there. You saw Skip Bayless was like, "What?" Skip Bayless is not an actor at all. He was like, "What?" I'm like, "Come on, Skip." Yo, right after the release of the documentary, the next day he's on the show. Come on, we know what's happening, what time it is. So now, man, now it's time to get down to business. Now it's time to take that and the OC, the Pat Shermer, what's his name? Load. What's Load? I keep forgetting these guys' name. All right, Philip Load. All right, Load Todd or whatever his name is. Y'all get to work. Warren Sapp, the whole team, like they're building the team. So y'all get to work. Let's go. Let's make it happen. And I'll show y'all this, man. Listen, let me just show y'all this. Hopefully y'all can see my screen, man. It's weird how y'all saw a blank screen. I think that was because that was like they're not gonna let me show something that was copywritten. All right, can y'all see that screen right there? Y'all can see my Twitter screen? Somebody tell me yes, you can see it. Can y'all see my Twitter screen before I start? Hey, Wild Dog, you can see my screen? All right, let's go. Indian Carter, thank you. Let's go. So Jake tweeted this a couple of days ago. Could have been yesterday, I think. He says, okay, let's put things in perspective. This time last year, the Buffs had only had Coach Prime as head coach for 2 days. All right, just think about it. We're putting things in perspective. For 2 days, Coach Prime left Jackson, Mississippi, and we've only had him right around this time last year. Excuse me. Colorado didn't even have the defensive line coach until January the 27th. Sorry, January 27th. We didn't get our defensive line coach until then. Dylan Edwards, one of our breakout running backs, he didn't even flip to CU until December the 10th. Right now, Dylan Edwards would not be a buff. He would still be in high school or, cultivating other relationships from other coaches. Colorado didn't get their first transfer, Taj Austin and Levante Bentley, until December 18th and 19th. That's like maybe like a week from now, a couple of weeks from now. And the transfer portal just opened. And then he says everybody needs to relax. So that's putting things into perspective, because once the season started, once the season ended, it was like, okay, what now? And what I said in the beginning of the show, I'm going to say that again. This is what we're talking about today. And I want anybody to come on so that we can talk about it. Hot tips for tlpsports@gmail.com. Hit me up. Let's talk. A lot of the chaos, a lot of the panic button that are being pushed are not coming only from Buff fans, or it wasn't really started from Buff fans. The panic buttons and everything that's going on is coming from outside sources. And it's obvious, because you want to push that panic button, because once the chaos ensued, then everybody thinks, even including recruits, they're gonna think that there's chaos over here, there's dismay over here, and you should not come here. So this is a concerted effort to stop recruits from coming here. But there are going to be some people that read through the fluff, that see through all of the craziness. Is it working? Yes, it's effective. It's very effective. It is working. But it's not working 100%. All right? So we got to be study, and we got to know. Sometimes you just got to read through you just got to see through the fluff. You got to see through what's going on, because not only the media, but you got to keep in mind that there's a lot of constituents. There's a lot of NIL. There's a lot of groups that are being formed, and they are putting money into. This is going to sound a lot like conspiracy theory, but this is an active thing that's going on, and you may not know this, but there's a lot of groups that are pumping money into social media groups that are acting like Buff fans. They look and feels and smell like Buff fans, but they're not true Buff fans or Deion Sanders fans, that are creating this whole panic thing that's going on. And if you don't know how to read between the lines, it's going to cause you to think like, oh my gosh, the house is burning down. A lot of people think the house is burning down, but that's not all being created by us. Some of us, we read some of the headlines, we see some of the things out there, and then we start panicking. But the work is being done. Just like, it's almost like a repeat of last year, or a repeat of the preseason. We're going through the same thing again. We are doing exactly the same thing again. You see people that come into this to this chat. Good morning, Peter Investor. What up with you? You will see people coming to this chat, and they're just going to say blanket statement like, y'all going to suck next year. They're going to wipe you off the planet. That's exactly what they were saying last year too. They were saying the exact same thing. The only reason why we were not successful this year, all right, is because there was a lot of different things inside of the building that was going on. But now this time around, I think we're going to have those things in check. I think the relationships are going to be a lot tighter. Now, that nobody can actually, foreshadow that or kind of see what's going to happen. But I think you learn the lessons from last year, or from this year. We're still in this year. You learn the lessons from last season, and then you make sure that you move a little differently next time. So when it comes to next time, I think the way that we do, or the way that we move, is going to be different, and you'll see it. You'll see the difference. And I believe the way that they're playing next year, the way that once they jump on that field, you're going to see a different team on that field. And it's all going to stem from the relationships that are in the building, because now they have a whole year together. They have one whole season together to see different personalities, coaches, other players, how they think. Now they have some data to help each other grow. So the ones that are staying, they know what to expect. Keep in mind that high school students are now going to be sophomores, and then they're going to already know. So the 20% of high school students that's going to be coming in, Cormani McLean's and the Dylan Edwards, they're going to be able to tell those people, hey, man, trust me, don't do this, don't do that, don't buy into that. Watch your tape. Make sure that you watch the game tapes. Make sure you study. And that's how it's supposed to go, because it's supposed to be 40, 40, 20. 40% grad, 40% undergrad, and then 20% high school students. So now we have 1 year together. Even in the fan base, we're going to be moving a little differently. Now we're all together. We know who's who. We know who's a really a good fan, and we know some of the shaky fans. So we know to get some people up out of here. Like, nah. You, no. You are just hype. You don't care about us. You are just here for the hype. And we can tell exactly who you are. You are here just for the hype. All right? When you criticize, it's not constructive. We don't mind the criticism, but your criticism is not constructive, because you just put out blanket statements, they're going to suck. But then when we start winning, guess what? You're right there and be like, yo, that was great for Coach Prime. Like, yo, Coach Prime is the man. And those are the type that you got to be very careful about. Those people that only, the fan is only going to blow, okay, when we are hot. And guess what? Jordan Seaton just made us hot. So just pay attention to the comments now. You'll see some people, all right? The fan is going to be blowing again real soon. But then when you start seeing decommits, oh, man, you know what happens. You know what happens. Yo, hit that like button. Make sure hit that like button to spread this video to other folks. That's how it works. That's how the algorithm works. But let's talk about this, man, because it really seems like the reason why a lot of these people, and I'm really trying to call anybody that's not a real Coach Prime fan. If you are here and you just know you are a hater, I want you to come in and call in. As long as you can keep it respectful, I want to talk to you, because I want to know why you hate. I want to know why somebody hates, because if you really think about the fact that if you really think about why somebody hates, it's like this. It's like, I want to know, why do you hate? Because I think the hate mostly comes from the fact that we admire him so much. It's the fact that we just put it all out there. We're all out there with it. So some people just don't like the fact that we like him so much, or we admire this guy so much. And then it seems like the hate multiplies the more people jump on the bandwagon. The more people that expresses their admiration for the man, the more their heart hardens and the more hateful they become. But if you were to just ask them, hey, why do you hate him? Just tell me simply why you hate him. They can't really muster up any legit reason why they really hate him. Jordan Seaton is going to be another reason why they hate him. The fact that he landed Jordan Seaton is going to be another reason. And, they must have given him $3 million, or they must have given, just wait for that news thing to come. Breaking news is going to come, or how much they really paid Jordan Seaton to get him. Coach Prime emptied the vault to get Jordan Seaton to come to Colorado, because nobody wanted to come here, so they had to pay him at least $10 million. He's going to be the highest paid the highest paid O lineman in college football, because Coach Prime could not get anybody else to come. so he had to empty his pocketbooks. The headlines are coming. All right. So we know he got paid, but it's coming. Somebody's gonna go digging, find out how much he got paid, and that's gonna be another headline. Why do you hate him? I want to know. Like, what exactly causes you to hate him? And if you can come up with a legit reason, I want to listen. Like, okay. And I'll tell you this. I want to show you guys this. He knew I was going to do it. I'm like a comedian / songwriter, like a Taylor Swift. Whatever conversations we have, you know it's going to end up being in the show. So you might as well, you already know that's going to happen. Y'all give me a second, because the hate is real. Some of the hate is unjustified. Some of the hate I can't even fathom some of the hate. I don't even know why some of the hate happens. It's so weird. It's like, brethren, like, I get it. You don't like him, but what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, what justifies your disdain for a man that you barely know? You don't know this guy. You can't tell me that you know this guy. You never met him in your life, but yet you want to, like, you really hate him that much, and you never met this guy? You never said hello. You never dined with him. You never spent no time with him. But you hate him that much. It's amazing. I don't know how you do it. I want to find this thing for y'all. I want to be able to. I want to show y'all how strong the hate is. And this is somebody that's in the chat, that sometimes shows up in the chat. I gotta show y'all, because it's weird. I mean, it's weird stuff. It just, I don't know why it's so strong. But we're gonna talk about it today. We gotta expose some of these people. They got they gotta know that we're not just here just to be here. I'm trying to find this thing for y'all. I really want to play it for y'all, because I do not know why these people hate so much. So I have this guy. You guys have seen this guy in the Grizz. What up with you? You guys have seen this guy in the comments sometimes. His name is Wrench Beater. Wrench Beater had a conversation with me, and he had a conversation about this post right here. I'm going to share this post with you guys, and we're going to talk about it. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, or well, probably commenting on this post. Somebody just let me know, because I've been having issues showing this screen. So y'all just let me know you can see this screen right here. All right. Somebody just let me know you can see this screen right here. TLP Sports Club. Y'all see this screen right here? Y'all see this right here? Hey, Grace, you see this? Okay, Purple Orca, thank you. Let's go. All right. This is about the two young men that went on Jason Whitlock's show. I'm not one to vilify the young men from the Colorado Buffs team, but these young men are playing with fire. You're clout chasing, and I don't know the end game. Bro, if you want to play football elsewhere and have success, go quietly. Don't drink the Jason Whitlock or the Whitlock Kool-Aid. I'm not saying don't speak your truth, but what is the end goal? Saying Coach Prime has a doormat that says, did I say you can enter? And then laughing, but not mentioning that it's a joke mat with his son's face on it, is not a good look for you. You're trying to paint a picture that most people already know, and your painting is not looking, it's not a good replicate or replication. Nobody said Coach Prime was perfect, but if you're going to tell the story, you better make sure the story is accurate. You're putting yourself in a bad position for what? How much would how much did Jason Whitlock pay you? Please look out for yourselves, because trust me, Whitlock is not looking out for you. This is the mat right here that one of the young men was trying to disparage with Jason Whitlock. And he was pretty much saying, this young man right here, and he was pretty much saying that Coach Prime, has a red carpet, and Coach Prime is you can't step there, you can't come in here. This guy was not even on the team. He didn't spend no time with Coach Prime. He left before Coach Prime even hit the building. But somehow Jason Whitlock was able to, pretty much convince him to come on the show, just like, Fox News be doing. They'll convince somebody to come on to give an opposite side, like, oh, a young black man gets shot. And instead of us saying, wow, that was terrible, we seen it all on video. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, this is terrible, we need to do something about, police reform, gun reform, blah, 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 blah. Nope. What we do, we call somebody to vilify or to disparage the black community and saying, well, you guys need to do better. Stop listening to hip hop music. You're too black. You're too this. That's what they do on Fox News. So this Jason Whitlock is doing exactly that thing. But for some reason, these young men are too blinded to see that, and they're putting themselves in a bad light. And I'm like, it's not necessary. You don't have to do that, bro. Because if you have something legit to say, at least we will understand. We're not delusional. Nobody's perfect, but your stories are not coming out. They're not coming out the way they're supposed to come out. Your stories are kind of like flawed, and it's like, we want to hear you out. We want you to speak your truth, and whatever your truth is. But come on, my guy. You're talking about doormats? Bruh, like, you're making yourself look bad. Doormats? If the best and the most that you can say is Coach Prime was not my mentor, I'm a Christian, he's a Christian, I couldn't connect. If that is the best you can get, that's not a good look, man. And you got to stop it. And I feel like these young men are being used by Mr. Fox News, Jason Whitlock, and it's not a good look for them. And they need to be very careful, because this media propaganda game, it's a wicked game. It is a wicked, wicked game. They got to stop playing that game, and I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. It doesn't look good on their end. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. Have your feelings. You can feel however you want to feel. But advice to you, you play this media game and you can get burnt, because those people have bad intentions. People like Jason Whitlock's, they're going to bring you on their show, and they have bad intentions because they want sound bites. They want to be able to take whatever controversial thing you say, run it through Twitter, all the different on YouTube, run it through all the different platforms so that they can get their show to get more views and clicks. And it's not a good look for those young men. But through that that post that I posted, Mr. Wrench Beater, he wanted to come through, and he said, Mr. Harry B or TLP, you're totally wrong. You are wrong. Coach Prime fired those kids. And I said, okay, fine. Coach Prime fired those kids. If Coach Prime fired those kids, Coach Prime is a coach. That's what he does. He's supposed to cut people. In high school, Michael Jordan got cut. All right? People get cut from football teams. So it's not like it's weird or it's strange. The Mizzou coach, he said that when I'm recruiting kids, I'm putting it in layman's terms, but when I'm recruiting kids, I got to recruit kids that are going to help me to keep my job. That's from the Mizzou coach. He said, I gotta get kids in here that are going to help me to keep my job. So it's the same thing. You can't keep a bunch of kids that are not going to help you to keep your job or to put a good product on the field. So Mr. Wrench Beater, he thinks that it's bad for Coach Prime to fire those kids or to cut them. And then the conversation went kind of down the line. I can't find it right now. It seemed like it was hidden or it was deleted. I don't know what YouTube is doing. It had like 100 different comments on it, but it disappeared. So the conversation goes on. He says something else, and I'm like, bruh. I said, first of all, you got to understand something. Then he said something like he played the game, and da 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 da. And then I said, if you play the game, then why are you not understanding that this is something that coaches do? He said he played for 9 years. Wrench beater, I'm talking about you. And I'm looking dead in the camera, and I'm talking about you. Wrench beater, okay? Because you knew you were going to end up in the show. You had to know that, right? But anyways, so the conversation goes on. And then he says something like, remember the whole sock gate? Well, Coach Prime was telling the kids not to wear white socks. Coach Prime is doing the devil's work. And that, I've had it after that. That right there was like, oh, gosh, this guy is delusional. This person is delusional. So I told him, I was like, bro, how in the world do you say you played the game, right? You said that you were a player. I should check for you. You were you played for 9 years. Okay, bro. If you play the game, then how is it that you don't know that coaches have to set guidelines and standards for their locker room? There are certain things that you have to put in place because you are raising young men. You're coaching young men, and they need boundaries. Without boundaries, they can run wild, run amok, and do anything that they want to do. So you set boundaries as a coach. That is nothing strange. That is not the devil's work. And then I told him, like, you don't know the devil's work. And Wrench Beater, if you're here, come on, let's talk. So I'm like, bro, if you're telling me that that's the devil's work, that he's telling boundaries, then that means that you're not a mentor of kids. You've never mentored no kids. You should not go around any kids at all. Because when you see somebody else setting boundaries and letting them know these are my standards and I want you to go about my standards, every coach have their standards and their boundaries. If I tell you don't wear white socks, I want you to wear black socks. Those are my guidelines and my boundaries that I'm setting. And if you cross the line, I'm going to kick you out of my locker room. So this person is thinking Wrench Beater is like, nah, that's the devil's work. And I'm like, wow, so boundaries is the devil's work, bro. Like, come on. Wrench Beater, if you want to come on and you want to talk your point, you know what I'm saying? Patrick Williams, what up with you? If you want to come on and you want to speak your truth, bring it on. I don't mind. Come on and let's talk. But if you're under the impression that Coach Prime is doing the devil's work by setting guidelines and having his standards, then you are naive. You don't understand how this game works. And then again, it goes to this whole long thing. Like when people think like because they play football, they know how to coach and they know what parenting is like, or they know how it goes when it comes to just simple things that you can see with your own eyes. It's boundaries. My wife is a counselor. She owns a counseling business. All right. I've been a youth leader for years. All right. While I was in college, I've been a youth leader for years. I'm 40-some years old. So I know that if you don't set boundaries and if you don't give kids the specific instructions, then guess what? They're going to run amok. They're going to do whatever they want to do, and you're going to lose the kids. So if you don't believe that he should set standards and he should do what he wants to do in order for him to be an effective coach to these young men, then you thinking that that's the devil's work, then I don't know. That's not real hate. That you're not necessarily, if that's what your hate is based on, it's weird, bro. It's weird. That means you don't know who the devil is. The devil don't want you to have discipline. The devil does not want you to be disciplined and to have boundaries. He wants you to be loose out here in these streets, running amok. Okay? He wants you to get out of college, go out in the street, go hang out in the corner. That's not the devil's work. And if you know anything about the devil, he cringes at the name of Jesus Christ. If you know anything about the devil. So somebody that's saying Jesus is my Lord and Savior all the time, there's no way they're doing the devil's work. Is he perfect? Is he a perfect Christian? By far. Probably not, no. But none of us are. But to say that he's doing the devil's work by just putting simple boundaries in place, that's what your hate is based on? That's weird, bruh. It's weird. And please, come on, let's talk. Please. Please, wrench beater, come on, let's talk. Because you're doing weird things. And a lot of these haters, their hate are based on in weirdness. Things that have nothing to do with nothing. So I invite any hater to come on today, let's talk. Tell me why is it that you hate Coach Prime? What is it about him that you hate so much? I want to know. Because I feel like the only reason why you hate is because I admire him so much. I and many that are here admire him so much. So at the end of the day, because of our admiration, you just can't stand it. You're right, AK. Yes, Vonda, this is disagreement day. This is the only show that's gonna do something like this. Come on and talk to me. Like, I want anybody who's like, if you're brave enough to come on, we don't have to agree. Long as we just keep it, civil and responsible, you're not cussing and stuff like that, and you can articulate yourself without being personal or getting personal. I'm a big boy now. Well, I've been a big boy for a long time, but I'm just saying, like, through this YouTube game, I'm 1 year deep now, and I can take it now. Now I feel like I'm mature enough. I've matured through the comments enough that I'm a year deep now. I feel confident enough to talk to haters without disparaging them, without calling them names. And what I say, I can articulate myself well enough to where I don't never, ever, ever have to call you a name. And I would destroy you. I promise you. I can destroy you without calling you a personal name. So come on. Hot tips for TLPsports@gmail.com. Just bring it. Because I want to know why you hate this guy so much. Maybe you have some good reasons. Maybe y'all went to college together and he stole your girl. Way long before he was a Christian, way long before Jesus found him on the streets, way long before that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe his ex-fiance, maybe, you used to date her and he took her from you. I don't know, bro. I don't know. What is the true reason why you hate this guy? I know a lot of your JSU people. I know. I mean, that's some of the things. But I would love to really have a conversation with somebody who just, no matter what, they hate this guy. It's just like, oh my gosh. Anybody can lose a football game. But the thing that you're doing is hate. It's like cold-blooded hate. But you don't know it. And I want to know. All right, guys. So listen, man, if you are just joining the show, thank you for tuning into TLP Live at Noon. All right, with your guy, Harry B. That's me. Just an update if you're just joining the show. Coach Prime was able to secure a top recruit. My light just turned on down there. It wasn't working, so I turned it off. All right. Coach Prime got a top recruit, and he got his offensive lines coach. All right. And he's a Vikings product. He's an Oklahoma product. His name is Phil. All right. And we got a lot of things popping. And for some reason, it seems like we got a piggy bank. It seems like the piggy bank got money in it. Because we went out and we secured one of the top recruits that was available. And he's a 5-star plus. Ain't no small stuff. 5-star plus. Twitter is lit right now, okay? Twitter is lit right now, or X is lit right now, because it's beautiful, baby. He's an offensive tackle 2024. His name is Jordan Seaton. All right, and he committed. He's from the Washington, D.C. area, and he committed to the Buffs on Skip Bayless's show, Undisputed. Now I will show you, but YouTube is not allowing me to show copyrighted material, so they're just making my screen black, so I can't really show you. But I made a video about it. You can go watch it. His name is Jordan Seaton. So he's pretty nice. We're gonna hold our breath. We're gonna hold on for dear life, and hope that come signing day he signs on the dotted line, and we can make it official. Right now, he's just a verbal commit. He committed on Undisputed with Skip Bayless and his guest. Now I got a question for y'all. I haven't seen I seen Shannon, and then I seen I forgot the other guy's name, but I have not seen. There was 3 people there. The one that Skip Bayless is always he was arguing with before, and I think he said Skip Bayless did not know anything, and then all of a sudden he shows up on the show. Richard Sherman. I have not seen Richard Sherman in a while. Did they have another argument? I have not seen Richard Sherman on that show for a minute. Was there another argument or disagreement that Skip Bayless, did he mess up again? Chad Johnson and oh man, why I can't remember. Anyway. Wild Dog said that mat is about 9 months old. CP's other mat from the same people is a buffalo. Bucky put his well-off May up on his wall. Okay, so Richard Sherman was on the show. I ain't seen him in a while, man. He's not in the clips anymore. I thought maybe there's some beef going on. But today's show, guys, we're talking about the fact that I believe that our love or our admiration for Coach Prime is fostering the hate and is generating more hate. It's tightening up the hate for him, for Coach Prime. And I don't know that anybody can come on here and really articulate to us, the fan base, why they really detest Coach Prime, why they really hate him. There are people who just like to troll other people, which is what, the world is bored, all right? The world is like absolute in boredom. We do weird things, okay? We need entertainment or we will literally just fall down and just pass out. So we need entertainment. So there are trolls. There are people who have fun with just trolling. If they see a bunch of people over there laughing, they will go over there, they will take an ape and they will put him in the middle so he can sling some doo-doo in the midst of that laughter. That's what gets them off. That's what gets them to be excited. I get the trolling. I understand that. That's just natural. I'm bored too. So this is how I take care of my boredom. I get that part. But then you have another group of people who have a disdain. I mean, like a true hate. And they find these type of lives, right? They find these type of shows, and then they go into the comments, and then they really voice their hate. Like Deion Sanders is doing the devil's work by telling people not to wear white socks. That's the devil's work. And I'm like, wow, you don't know the devil, do you? You ain't been introduced to him, have you? You're probably in his camp. If he ain't talk to you in a minute or he ain't bother you in a minute, it's possible that you're doing his work. Because if you don't know the devil, my Pekin. Hey, yeah. Anyways, I'm trolling the mat, apparently. AK says what? What does AK say? AK says it's jealousy. Some people despise a successful black man, especially one who speaks his mind. Jealousy is part of that. All right? Jealousy is part of it. Envy is another part. Wild Dog says Fox Sports got Richard Sherman, all over the place. Qualified defensive analysts are rare. Oh, okay. So he's busy doing his other job. So I guess Skip is going to have to wait. I mean, but if that's the show, I mean, don't you sign a contract? You sign a contract for that, right? I guess he'll go on there when he's ready. So I guess him and Skip or the show, the producers, they have an understanding. Patrick Williams, what you have to say? Harry, a lot of people out here are clout chasers. They want to get likes for the wrong reason. CP is a God-fearing man, and he's doing God's work. Salute, amen to that. Purple Orca says Sherman only a part-time guest. It most skips show. Yeah, but then we see the other two guests. He's a part-time commentator. But the other two guests are on there kind of regularly. So I don't know. I mean, it's cool. Because I know they had a disagreement. And for you to create drama, drama, then it's something that you want to be able to face your drama. Just like I'm asking all the haters, or I'm asking some haters to come on here and talk to me. Just tell me the reason. Let's have a conversation. Like, I really want to get into the head of a hater. Like, come on, let's have a dialogue and just express to me why you dislike Deion. Like, this is the disagreement show. This is the show that you're supposed to come on and let's have a disagreement. Like, I want to really talk to somebody who really hates him, and let's see me just articulate why do you hate him, and that'll be cool. Like, I won't disrespect you. I won't call you no names. I promise you. I'm pretty, I'm smart enough to be able to have a conversation without having to resort to personal name calling. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't call me any kind of names and agitate me, I might have to unleash some things that that my unsaved yesteryear guy might say. Oh man. But Buff Nation, BWB, you guys are excited. I know that you are excited. We're gonna forget about the haters. Maybe they don't want to come on. They're quiet now. Because there's one thing that can really quiet the haters. It's a win. A win can naturally quiet haters. People who don't really like you, just succeed at something. Because remember now, when things were happening, remember when the days were getting closer, your boy, which I don't know if this is something that maybe Coach Prime did. Maybe Coach Prime really wanted to press the haters. Because there was a certain point where Jordan Seaton put out his final list, and he left Colorado off the list. He intentionally left Colorado off the list. I wonder if that was something that Prime did. He was like, don't put us on there. Let's see what happens. And I think it drove the media nuts. And people was like, oh no, Colorado is not going to win this guy. Colorado is not amongst the guys. And then somewhere out of the blue, boom, we get him. How? So, yo, that drives people crazy. Bandwagon Bub, her music sounds good. What up with you? I hope you are doing well today. Yo, I think that drove the haters crazy because Coach Prime, because you got to keep in mind, the haters are not just individuals. The haters are people the haters are media companies. There's a lot of different media companies that are actively campaigning. They are campaigning against Coach Prime and the Buffs. I'm telling you, man, the hate is strong. They put out messages, the right headlines, the right news articles. When something goes bad, boy, the headline feels like you should see some of the thumbnails. I saw one thing that somebody says, Deion Sanders exposed. Two players go in and they say what Deion Sanders did. And then when you click on the video, oh yeah, he wasn't my mentor. Oh, yeah, man, he has this mat. He has a red carpet, because, what self-indulged person, what narcissistic man will have a red carpet in front of his office so people can worship him because he is a celebrity and he needs a red carpet that he can walk on, right? So that's the narrative. That's what we're going to say, and your Jason Whitlock, he just sitting there like, he has a red carpet? He has a red carpet? What? And then And then Owen Carey is like, no, it's not a red carpet anymore, because you got to keep in mind the first guy that was saying about the red carpet, right? He ain't been there for months. he didn't even meet Coach Prime. He didn't even see Coach Prime. They had no communication. He was one of those. I think it was he was one of the triple ones who left like as soon as Coach Prime got out the plane, and Coach Prime was like, "I'm bringing my Louis." If you look closely, he probably ran out the door. Like this guy, like he snuck out of that meeting. I'm joking now, but if you look real closely, he probably ran out the room from the back, and he was out of there. So Coach Prime never met this kid, right? But Coach Prime has a red carpet. Yeah. What kind of self-indulged narcissist will have a red carpet in front of his office? And then Owen Carey's like, no, it's not a carpet anymore, because he was there. He was there for a little bit, even though he was never on the team. He was like, it's a mat. And the mat says, who told you to come in? Did I tell you can come in? It was like, no. Did I say you can come in? And then you got Jason Whitlock. Oh, this is such a breaking news. I can't believe it. Did I say you can come in? What? I'm telling you, man. Linda Brooks says, what time is it? Game time, baby. Minister Philip Philly says, people may hate his method, swag, or success, but that person is a psychological problem. Oh, that person has a psychological problem. Let me clean it up for you a little bit. I know, voice texting or, oh man, Kim B, they did their best to try to sabotage recruiting. It's sad all these grown men manipulate these kids. It is sad, man. Like, and I really want, I don't know if parents are watching, if you have a child, like, bruh, football, it's like any other thing in high school. There is going to be cuts. It's like basketball. I tried out for the basketball team. I got cut. They put up a list. And if your name is not on that list, that means you got cut. All right. Or they might just put up a cut list and they say, hey, if your name is on this paper, that means you're cut. Get out of here. Don't come back. Okay. You go home and that's it. Or if you are on a team where you are not as good as the guys that are on the field, the coach is really trying to win the game. And guess what? Sometimes they forget that there are other players that can play the game. It's not that they forgot, but the other players are doing so well that they ain't got time to be trying to babysit you and, oh, you got to play too. This is not no participation sport, all right? This is college football. It's a business. So guess what? They may not play you, or they'll just forget totally and just not even think about the fact that you are down on that depth chart. You're down there, all right? And sometimes you will see players kind of go close to the coach, and they may bump into the coach on purpose. Coach, what up, man? They might say, hey, coach, what's going on? I hope good game, coach. We're having a good game. If you're strategic enough and you know that you are second string, but you good, if you bump into the coach or you say, hey, coach, good job, man, what you doing? You're coaching well. You do something to try to let jot the coach's memory that you're out here. He might put you like, oh, yo, he's like, yo, Harry B, come on. I got to remind people, I caught 2 interceptions in one football game. 2 interceptions. It was in garbage time. It's okay. But I got 2. I'm like Al Bundy. I got 2 interceptions in one game as a cornerback. All right? And I played in PG County. PG County, Maryland. So, I want people to know I played the game. But it's like, that's what happens. You're on a team full of other players, and there are going to be players that are way better than you. And you get cut or you don't play at all. You're going to be riding the bench. Come garbage time, if you get in and you beast out, guess what? Maybe next time they might put you in early if they want to rest one of the starters. That's how it happens. You keep working. Maybe by your senior year, maybe you get in the game. Maybe you become a starter. But that's what happens. People don't get it, and they feel like, oh, all of these players that are talking, all of these kids that are leaving, it's some type of anomaly. It's something weird that Coach Prime is doing by telling these kids to leave. Bruh, the coach hires people that's going to help them to keep his job. It's that simple, okay? They are coaching a team And they got to make sure that the team that put on that field are the best players on that team. And they may not look back at the second string, especially if the first string is beasting out. And then, of course, if they're losing, they're definitely not putting that in the second string. They might give you a look if they know that you maybe they'll just shake it up a little bit to see if you can do better than the first string. They might put you in. But if they're losing and it's a hard-fought game, they're not putting you in. So you can cry all you want. You can pout, you can shout, you can be on the sideline throwing a fit. Wah, coach, put me in. Your parent could be yelling, put my son in. It don't matter. That coach ain't going to pay you no mind. And you can go out there and call your dad. You can call your aunts and your uncles. It wouldn't matter. You are not going into the game. That's how it works on all levels. Pee-wee all the way up to the NFL. The NFL, you're getting paid. So if you want me to keep paying me and I ride the bench, I'm good. It is what it is. Except when I really want to get my bonus, because sometimes the NFL bonuses are tied to things that you do on the field. So some dudes, they want to make sure that they get 3 passes or they catch 2 touchdowns so they can get their extra bonus. All right? It's because it's a performance bonus. So if you're not performing, there's a difference. But every other sport, every other league, or every other level, this is how it works. So what are we talking about? What in the world are we upset about? We know this. If you're probably one of those parents that was yelling for your child to get in the game. This is at the pee-wee level. So what makes you think you're going to come to this college level and the coach has to babysit your child? The coach has to be the one telling your child, oh, son, how you doing? How's your Christian life? You know what? I love Jesus too. Let's get together. Let's have Bible study. Let's hold hands and let's pray right now, because I'm a Christian and you're a Christian and I'm a coach. So we might as well, oh my goodness. And I think when Coach Prime was giving his speech for his award last night, he was like, I don't see Christian. I don't see non. I don't see white. I don't see black. I see Buff fans. Okay? If you're a Christian, that's a plus. That's cool, because he's a Christian too. But because you're a Christian, that doesn't mean he's going to connect with you. He got a job to do. He's not your pastor, bruh. Oh, Lord. Cover 2 Harmony, is committed. He can't sign. No, there's no signing day. Signing day is not here yet. So college football has a certain, has certain things they got to do. Purple Orca said, YouTube gives everyone a voice. That's right. It gave me a voice. I'm here. I mean, it'll give you a platform. Whether they give you a voice or not, that's the difference. People got to want to hear you. So there's a lot of channels out there talking in the wilderness, and ain't nobody caring. So, okay. You can't sign yet. Nobody can sign yet. You can only sign during a national signing day. No, I get it. I know you were talking about Whitlock, but it gave me a voice too. I'm Whitlock, me, Candace Owens, everybody else, Fox News, everybody got a voice. So whether it's good, bad, or however you use your voice, that's up to you. A lot of kids don't like to work for anything nowadays. A lot of those 2 and 3 stars that left seeing those 4 and 5 stars coming up the street. Laughing my butt off. So where do we stand from here? Where do we go from here? Coach Prime is coaching. Coach Prime is doing his job. People think, again, I'm gonna repeat this. I'm repeating myself, but I think people are under the impression that it's only Coach Prime in a low cave or in a low house, and he's pulling all the strings and he's doing everything. Not so, my friends. Not so. There's a white guy named Rick George. All right. And he's like one of the whitest guys of all white guys. He loved Deion Sanders so much, he was willing to do anything and pay a heck of a lot of money to land his black guy. That's Deion Sanders. He's the athletic director. He's over the football. He's over the basketball. He's over the skiing team. He's over the golf. I think they have golf. But he works hard. I think he got what, 80 of the year? But he's won a couple of awards. Okay? His girls basketball team, a beast. Okay? Soccer team, nice. I'm telling you, CU is nice. There's other things that we don't pay attention to, but CU is nice. Great facilities. They got money. So he's working too. He has underlings, he has assistants, he has other people. There's a recruiting department that you don't think about, but everything is on Coach Prime. You're thinking Coach Prime is in the office crunching data, crunching numbers and all that. No. They have analysts to do all of that. Man, you should see the operation. And Coach Prime is just sitting back, relaxing, making phone calls. When they need him, he goes in and he closes the deal, like he did with Jordan Seaton from Washington, D.C. He goes in and he closes the deal. But Coach Prime lets other people do their job, so he ain't got to run crazy. Coach Prime is only 8 toes down. What he going to be doing? He's the head coach. He's the closer. You only go in with your closer when you need him. The closer doesn't need to go in there to say hello. The closer doesn't need to go in there to say, hey, man, are you interested? You don't need to do that because you're the closer. They only bring the closer in once the code meeting has been taking place. You go in there, you get the recruiting department to get some type of commitment, to get some type of interest. Once you get that interest going, then guess what? You say, okay, they say, all right, cool. Let's send in the closer. He's interested. I don't know. People don't get it. People don't get it. The closer does not go first. The closer goes last. If it's very important, then yeah, you might send the closer in first. Because the closer understands when you go in there, like certain relationships are harder to get through, and maybe nobody else can do that job because they already are familiar with Prime. They know Neon Deion. So he goes in there just to kind of get the conversation started. But can you imagine all of the high school students, all of the recruits that need to be recruited? You think Coach Prime is going to every meeting? Then what would be the point of having a recruiting department? What would be the reason for you to have a department that's just there for recruiting? If Coach Prime gotta be the one saying hello to the kids, good morning, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Halloween. If he's the one doing all of that just to make sure that the relationships are intact or cultivated, if he's the one doing that, can you imagine? He ain't gonna have no time to be no head coach. You got a whole department full of people for that. But can't you find it sad that the fact that I have to say that? It's gotta be sad the fact that I have to literally say that. People don't understand. I shouldn't have to tell you that this is not no, mom and pop university that's just kind of like a little school in the corner. Like, really? Power 5 means they got money. They have the budget to do a lot of things. Keep that in mind. Coach Prime is the closer. He goes in last. That's it. Stop spreading rumors. All right, X-Men from South Africa coming in with the stars. We got Travis Hunter, 5-star. Komani McLean, 5-star. Seaton, 5-star. We have a 5-star in almost every position. My man, X-Men. We need more. We got to get real. We need more. We need to secure more 5-stars. We need to secure more because, and of course, a super quarterback. That's for sure. We're going to have the top quarterback in the nation next year. He was one of the top this year, but for sure next year. And Jordan Seaton said, I'm coming to block for Shador. Listen, man. The stage has already been set. The stage has been set. It was like, it was a storm. You already see what the assignment is. The assignment has been identified. You know what it is. Now, when you're coming in here, you're coming in with a swag, especially if you are a dog and a beast for that O-line. You're coming in with a whole nother type of swag. You're coming in here and you're telling the former starters, bruh, we about to block. And I don't care if you played last year, get out my way. I'm about to block. Okay? Let's do this dang thing. Stop playing with me. All right? I talked to my son's coach last night. After his match, he took an L. All right? My expectations weren't that high. But after the game, after the match, he's a wrestler. After the match, I walked down and I shook the coach's hand. I said, Coach, what's happening? I didn't even have to say nothing. Coach was like, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. But I need him to have that killer instinct. I said, what? My son? No killer instinct? He said, yeah, man. That's what he's missing. I'm going down there to tell him, man, just can you coach him a little better? Can you give him some skills? Because that's what he's lacking. The coach said, bro, he's not lacking skill. I coached the skill. He got the skill. He just need to believe in himself. And he just need to have that killer instinct. I said, that's it, coach? Because my son, he's strong. He's like almost 6 feet. He could be 6'1" by now. And he's tall. And I keep telling him to play football because he's got that upper body strength. But I'm like, bro. He's like, no, he won't do it. He wants to play soccer. I'm like, God forbid. Your athleticism is not there for soccer. But yeah, I'm like, yo, he needs killer instinct. And my son needs killer instinct. He's like, yeah, man, your son needs killer instinct. I'm like, that's it? Oh, we can get that. I said, I'm overloaded with killer instinct. I said, I'm loaded with a killer instinct. That's it. That's all he needs. Oh, we about to talk. We about to have some conversations. Bruh, you don't believe in yourself? You don't have confidence? You need to, what? You think somebody can beat you? Oh, nah. We got to talk. So these kids, they're missing something. Sometimes all it takes is somebody else to come along and say, and that believes in themselves, to just infuse that extra thing. Minister Philly, man, that's what I'm doing. That's what I do here. I try to educate. So sometimes you need a Jordan Seaton with all of that confidence to come along to infuse or to motivate all of the other guys to say, man, listen, you ain't going to be next to me and you're going to miss your block because you're making me look bad. If you miss your block, that's going to make my work go in vain because I stopped him and you didn't do your job, so it made both of us look like we didn't want to stop him. And I don't think somebody like Jordan Seaton ain't going to get up in somebody's butthole, excuse my language, and tell you, bruh, the next time you miss that block, you're going to have to talk to me, bruh. He's going to give him that DC attitude. Like, bruh, the next time you miss that block, homie, it's going to be a problem because you're making me look bad, bruh. It's that killer instinct that they need, like that. Somebody with some confidence, with some attitude that's going to come up and say, man, look, you got to block, bruh. Everything is tied on this. They're not going to keep talking about us. These kids got to take this stuff personal. It's got to be personal. Something's got to motivate you to want you to do your job. And it may not be whatever you got, but I guarantee you it's going to be somebody that's lined up next to you that's going to get up in that AA and it's going to say, listen, man, the next time you miss that block, bro, you're going to have to answer to me. Forget about Coach Primer, what he going to say to you or what he going to do to you. You're gonna have to see me, homie. I'm telling you, if we start getting that killer instinct, we start getting that beast mode mentality, and then we got that quarterback in Shador. If they can't get to Shador within 3 to 4 seconds, sheesh. This team is gonna be a new look buff. I'm telling you. Okay. Wild Dog says, well, 5-star can also make it too hot for staying soft marshmallows. I just botched your whole thing, didn't I? My bad. Purple Orca says Phil Lodeholt, he worked under Brent Venables and Coach Bidenbaugh, most first O-lineman in the last 10 years. This dude going to recruit and coach. I'm looking forward to whatever he brings to the table. Whatever he's going to do, like, I feel like he got something to prove because he's really coming from being an analyst. And if you remember yesterday, I was telling you guys that analysts, they make good coaches. If you spend years as an analyzer, you've seen, the leg work. You've seen how they put their arm. You've analyzed everything. You've been analytical. All right. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. Why did he do that? Why did he do this? And then he played the game. I feel like analysts, they make really good coaches. So I think Phil is ready for the challenge. The fact that Coach Prime gave him his first job, I think that's going to mean something special. Not his first job, like as a football coach, but his first job as an offensive coach or as the offensive line coach. That means something. If the relationship goes well, if it's not like if it doesn't become a Sean Lewis situation, if the relationship goes well and they do well together, that guy's going to be loyal for years. I'm telling you, recruiting should not be a problem because old linemen, they go in packs, they're running packs, they have conversations, they know each other. So this is a person that has been around old lines forever. So now he's gonna just reach out to his people, and he would know how to recruit old linemen. So that we're hopeful for that. So what did you say? Also look out for CP and Shermer to find a qualified OC. I thought the OC would be Shermer. Shermer should be the qualified OC. So we're in a good place today, guys. This is like getting several breaking news and getting several things popping like this. This is a good time for CU football. We get a little breather today. Let me see if anybody wants to come on here. Hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. Hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. Email me. Come on and let's talk. You can be a hater. You can be a lover. Just email me. Let's talk. So we finally get a breather. We finally get an opportunity to take a break from all the hits we've been getting, all the stones that's been thrown. Everybody throwing stones from everywhere, no matter what. It's like, okay, we had a losing season on the field. We had a winning season off the field. We had the sports person of the year from SI, from Sports Illustrated, in our first year coach at the FBS stage. So we won a lot off the field. On the field, we lost 8 games. We only won 4. So some would call that a losing season, which is granted and is warranted. I get it. But today starts a new day. Today's a new day. It's a day that we can be proud of. It's a day that we can say, you know what? It's looking up. Things are looking up. Now we got our offensive line coach. Now we got one of our offensive linemen, and he comes at a 5-star plus. He's not just a 5-star, so it's like he's a 5.5 star. Okay? He's a 5.5 star. So, and it seems like he's going to take this personal. This guy is coming in with the mindset of already knowing what the assignment is. He said in his interview that I'm ready to block for Shador for the Heisman front runner. So the thing that we're looking forward to is the fact that when these kids come into this door now, when they come into this team now, they know the assignment. Then, first of all, they know that this is a hotbed. This is a hype bed. This place that you're coming into, you're not just walking onto any team. You're walking onto the team. You understand what I'm saying? So you're not just coming onto just I'm just coming to play football. You're coming to play football, but you're coming into a media hotbed where everybody's going to talk about you. You become a star immediately. Everybody's going to know about you because there's so many videos that are being made about you. And you're an instant star. Kwamani McLean was an instant star. Once we flipped him from Miami, instant star. Yet to be seen how he's going to play out. But he's growing. Kwamani McLean is growing. He's heard the noise. So that 5-star kid, he's going to put on some muscle this summer, and he's going to take it personal. I'm telling you that. Oh, man. Do y'all see what's about to happen? Can you imagine what is about to happen? I'm so glad that I listened to myself, or I listened to God, and I started this live show. Because now it's a problem. We are constituents now. Now y'all got a place to come. Y'all got a place to come now. You're like, I can't wait. When anything happens, y'all like, I can't wait to TLP Live at Known. So we can talk our talk. I'm so glad we got this now together. I'm so glad I listened to my inner self to say, hey, man, you should start a live show. You should just start talking to the people. They need somewhere to expel. They need somewhere to exfoliate. This is your place to exfoliate. This is your place to vent, guys. And you know you can call in and you can come on. You don't have to be no expert. You are the expert. All right? Hot tips for TLPsports@gmail.com. Purple August said, you my main Colorado guy. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you. Phil So Real said, how was Kwamani become an instant star? Is that a trick question? Phil So Real. Okay, so let me address this because I think I understand the question. I think the question is tied into he's an instant elite player. Because when I said that that Mikey became an instant star after the CSU game, a lot of people came against it because they thought the thing when you say star, it sounds like you're saying, when you say a star player, it sounds like you're saying an elite player. I get it. How did Kwamani become an instant star? So it's all good. It's all good. I know you're working. It's all good. But at least you're listening. No, but okay, so let me explain what a star means. A star is a celebrated person. I explained it in yesterday's show. But a star is a celebrated person. That's how we talk. That's how we get celebrity. All right? Because a celebrity is simply mean a celebrated person. So that's what a star is. Now, I know when we talk about sports, when we say he's a star, he was a star player, it's almost synonymous with this person is one of the best players on the team, or this person has elite skills to, like LeBron James is a star player or he's a mega star in the NBA. But a star doesn't necessarily mean you're an elite player. Cormani McLean is still coming into himself, but as far as a star, he's a star because he's a household name. He's a celebrated person. Just like Mikey became an instant star, he's a star player. So just on the surface level, it's not synonymous with elite player, even though Mikey can become an elite player. If you give Mikey the ball, Mikey will make a play on it. So Mikey is definitely in line to become an elite player. So I don't know if that's like, if that doesn't carry over for some people, I understand it. But because when it comes to sports, it's too close. It's way too close to say a star player is not a star or an elite player. So hopefully that makes sense, because that's what I'm saying when I say star. Because if you don't think that Cormani McLean, where everybody knew him, everybody was saying Cormani McLean, everybody made videos about him, you have to understand that if we don't make videos about you, nobody knows you, nobody says your name. We can barely remember your name. Like Orion Carey, we barely knew about him until now that he's getting his stardom. But if nobody knows about you, then you're not celebrated, you're not a star. So I guess it's kind of like, I get it. I understand why you would say he's not a star player, but he's a star player because he's celebrated. He's more of a celebrity now in the sports arena or in the sports conversation. People know him. He became more popular after being connected to Prime. He said, I don't know about that. He had his name before CU, but more eyes are on him. But remember, it took him time for him to play. This year will be his breakout year if he does that work. Arthur White says, hey, young man, I enjoy your show. That's what's up. I appreciate you, Arthur. Thank you so much. Wild Dog says, Travis Hunter was an instant star without having played it down. Yeah, so yeah, we are identifying what a star is outside of like being an elite player. All right. So when I say he's a star, that means he's celebrated instantly. Everybody made videos about Cormani McLean. There are players on the Buff team that you don't know. You don't know their name. You know Dylan Edwards' name because he's a star player. The star players, you know their names. You can call their names easily. You can say, oh, that's Mikey. Mikey caught another one. If number 87 catches the ball, was it 87? Maybe he's not that much of a star if I can't remember his name. I mean, his number. I think it's 87. Is it 83? 87. But yeah, if he catches the ball, that's Mikey. Mikey caught another one. Go, Mikey. Somebody else catches it. You're like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that player? So the stars you remember, that's why they are a star player. Now, of course, they can elevate their game, but it's a different story. Any breaking news out there? Is there any other breaking news out there, guys? I am not online. I'm offline currently while I'm doing this live. If you guys see something, I got the 87 Mikey. Yes, Michael Harrison. Thank you so much. Twitter is buzzing right now. Colorado is buzzing right now, guys. Tony Casolo said, I tried to tell you all that Deion Sanders knows what he's doing. Oh, man. Tony Casolo is from the Buffalo's Wired at usatoday.com. All right, so he says, I try to tell you guys that Deion Sanders knows what he's doing. Oh, man. So I'm telling you, I've been like I first came into to prominence into this buff area, reading Tony Casolo's stuff. I read the newspaper because at least it gives whatever I'm talking about some credence. All right, some credence, because I mean I can just say two things and then I'm out of there. But at least when I bring something on this show, you like, okay, I can rock with Harry B, because at least he's doing something, or he's giving something a little bit more than just like, oh, hey man, we got another one. We got Michael Seaton. But when I drop a Michael Seaton video, I'm dropping it with like statistical information. I'm dropping it with stuff that you're not even getting from other channels who were just so happy to just say, hey, we got Seaton, and then they're out of there like, nah. Nah, my show is like undisputed, or it's a show that's gonna give you a little bit more. It's gonna give you a perspective. What does that mean? I didn't really have time to like go into the details on the Seaton because I was preparing for this show today. You need to start covering more Big 12 when Colorado joins. Bruh, the Big 12 videos are coming. You already know, man. I'm gonna give you the history of the Big 12. I'm giving you guys like right now, the season, we just need to I'm going to talk about what's in-house currently. We need to take care of our home first. But trust me, all of the other videos, they're coming. Don't worry, man. I really started this show so we can talk about current things that are happening. And people just need to voice their opinion. People just need to be able to just say, hey, man, this is how I'm feeling right now. Because sometimes you get caught up in the comments and, nobody's talking back to you. Nobody's saying anything. And you kind of like, sometimes you'll say something, somebody may comment back. It's not in real time. You can't really express yourself. So this show kind of works for that. I like it. But just like Jake Schroesnick from the DMVR Buff says, by this time last year, we were just getting to Colorado, to Boulder. We were just learning about Boulder. We had no idea where Boulder was. I was doing videos about Ralphie, how Ralphie got started. All right? How did they get Ralphie? I was doing videos like that. I was trying to figure out. I learned that the Liberian president, Sirleaf, the first woman president on the continent of Africa from Liberia, I learned that she went to CU. So I was doing research, I was doing videos and bringing you stuff that had to do with CU. So I know the history of CU. Like, I'm a Buff fan, like for real. All right, I would challenge any of these content creators that do Buff videos. I challenge any of them to a duel. Like, bring it, bro. Let me scroll down your channel and see if you got solid information that has to do with like helping us to learn something. If a lot of them are just breaking news. They're happy to just break news. And I'm cool with not breaking news because you can come here and we can talk now. So I don't break down much news. Real college football fans know about CU. However, it's good to be more eyes to the sport. Real college football fans know about CU. Well, yeah. But guess what? The Deion constituents, the BWBs, the millions of people that came over had no idea where Boulder was and where to point at it on the map. So yeah, y'all, the real football fans, y'all been there, but we haven't. Right? I'm a real football fan, to tell you the truth. Like, to be frank, I start paying attention during the champ, just like everybody do when like championship time comes and people start crying. That's when I really start to pay attention to football, when people start getting left out of the Bulls. Because there's too much going on during the season. So I didn't really have a team, so I didn't pay attention. UNC Greensboro never had a team. We had a soccer team, so I didn't really have a team. I couldn't root for the Aggies, the A&T Aggies. So my mom went there, but that was about it. That's not my real team. So now that I got a team, I can really go in. But I usually just pay attention when people start crying. I love when people start crying in college football. Right around this season, right around December, college football fans start crying. Oh, that's when the drama starts. We got left out. Oh, they left us out. We won 11 games and they left us out. I cannot believe it. Oh. Yeah, it's hard to watch college football without a team, man. Oh my gosh, all the colors. There's too many colors on your screen, man. You turn the TV on a Saturday, and they're all over the place. Everybody's playing. This division is playing. That division is playing. I was like, what are all these colors? It's too much happening on my screen. Stop this. This is madness. If you don't have a team, you get lost quick. But now we got the Buffs, so here we are. Oh man, you know some college football fans. They're salty, boy. If you're from Philly on that side, it says salty. Y'all real salty out there. Woo, boy, they got real salty, boy. When we came through, boy, those college football fans, the ones that have been around, like, oh, I've been here all this time. Where are all these bandwagon Buffs? I was like, oh, they're about to come get us. Here they come to get. I was like, nah, you better own yourself, your truth. I said, you better own this real quick, because when they come, it's a wrath coming, and they're gonna come quick, boy. Woo! Boy, pause. Anyways, breaking news. No breaking news. Well, the only breaking news, if you just got here and you just hear me running my mouth, today I am talking about Jordan Seaton, who is from the IMG Academy. He's from the Washington, D.C. area, right, where I'm from. Originally where I'm from. All right, not originally African, but, Maryland. Then I went to North Carolina. My story, right? So we secured him. All right, he's like 5-star plus. He ain't just a 5-star. He's a 5-star plus. All right, so he's ready to be a problem. He wants trouble. He wants the problem. And then we got Phil, who is an OC. I mean, not an OC. Phil, who's going to be an offensive line coach. So those trenches, those guys that everybody said were the worst, was the reason why we lost. And I don't believe that. But that's what y'all said. Y'all said the offensive line was trash. I didn't believe y'all, and I'm never going to believe y'all. I don't stand with you. I'm not part of your choir. I ain't part of y'all. Your offensive line is trash choir. I'm not part of that choir. I'm not even dancing with y'all. Okay, I'm not clapping my hand. I'm not playing the salsa. The offensive line was not trash. Never were they trash. Okay, but anyway, we got an offensive line coach. All right, so he's gonna come on. He's gonna replace Bill O'Boyle. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I think he's replacing Bill O'Boyle on that offensive line, and then we got Jordan. So that is the news of the day. That is your updates. And then now the topic of this show, if you're just joining us, the topic of this show is we're talking about our admiration for Coach Prime, which is fostering the hate that he's receiving. Because I don't believe that any true haters can come on live with me and really express or articulate themselves properly enough to tell me why they really hate him for it to make any sense. And then I gave some example of somebody named Ranch Beater. I think he's hiding. He's probably watching on the low. He's probably watching on his third channel, you know what I'm saying, to see what I was going to say about him, because he ain't man enough. He ain't brave enough to come on, right? I'm poking him now. He ain't brave enough to come on to really tell me why why he believes that Deion Sanders is doing the devil's work. Because if you believe that Deion Sanders is doing the devil's work by just telling kids that when he told kids not to wear white socks, if you think that's the devil's work, then come on, let's talk about it. Come on, Ranch Beater. Beat your ranch. Let's go. Anyway, he's not brave enough to come on and talk to me. But anyways, if you are brave enough and you are a hater, or if you are a lover, you want to come on, you are an admirer, then come on, let's talk. Just email me. Just look at the top of your screen if you can. If you're not working, hot tips for tlpsports@gmail.com. All right. I think I got somebody who wants to come on. This might be Ranch Beater. I don't know. But let's go ahead and invite them to the show. When did this call in? Oh, that was a long time ago. I'm so sorry. Let me invite them to the show. And let's see if they want to come on and either a hater or they could be a supporter. I don't know. Let's go ahead and invite them to the show, and they can come on and speak their truth. All right, Kenny, the invitation is on its way. Just give me a second. You will get the invitation real cool. All right, so purple. Okay. Carolina boy, you a hater, right? You want to come on? Let me put this on first. Wild Dog says, I agree with Harry B. that it takes a family, not a team, in college football. I spoke about that yesterday. It got to be a team. And it got to be a family. And the reason why is because even you will cuss out your family. You will fight with your own family. You will you can be at your throat, all right? But one thing that I realized is that family, when somebody else try to infiltrate you, when somebody else try to come through and start to say something about your family, you can be arguing in public. If somebody else come in and try to, like, both of y'all would stop and be like, excuse me, that's my brother, or excuse me, that's my sister, okay? Don't nobody, like, both of y'all would turn on that person, all right? So family is something that I realized that, hey, man, family is deep. Family, the blood cuts deep in family. So if you and somebody are like you've been through something, you've been on that old line, and people have talked about y'all. Y'all seen the negative press. Y'all seen the negative headlines. You've seen a lot of negative stuff, and you've gone through a whole lot of battle and losing and stuff like that. Now the next time you harboring those things, you're like, you know what? Next time, let's go out there. Let's get them. And you have something together. So, but if it's somebody that doesn't like you, that doesn't want to go in the battle, that goes in the battle with you, and they don't really like you, and you're on that line, and you're like, yo, I can hold him accountable if he's my family, but if he's not my family, if I talk to him, he looks the other way. If I try to hold him accountable, he's looking at me like I'm crazy. But if we missed a block and our guy, Shador Sanders, get our family member, our brother, Shador gets hit, and he gets a lacerated back, or he gets a fracture in his back, and I don't feel some kind of way about that, then that's a team that's not going anywhere. For sure, they're not going anywhere. Kenny, if you are still there, I'm waiting for the link to come to my phone, and then I'm going to send it to you. Here we go. So that's why I believe that you need family, because in college football, you know, some of those kids are going to be there for 4 years. Some of y'all going to be together for a couple of years. So it's not like the professionals where your coach can be telling you 1 second, like, yo, you know what? You're going to be here for a while. And then the next day, the very next day, he trades you. It's brutal in the professional arena. All right. They can be writing. I mean, the stories are many. People will be telling you the coach will be telling you right in your face, man, you're doing a good job. I really like what you're doing. You have a future here. You have a future with this team and this franchise. I believe you could be a franchise player if you play very well. And guess what? While they're saying that, your transfer paper is already signed. And then the next day you hear it through the media or through YouTube or somewhere that you've been traded. And you're remembering the conversation you just had with your coach, and you're like, and now you get these emotions, and you're like, that's Snake. That's Snake. Was he serious? That's right, Ken B. Let's put this up. Yo, look. Watch, just last week you were panicking that Tank Trash left. Are you still panicking? Do you believe now? You mistake me, man. Like y'all are y'all serious out there, Brooklyn boy? Bruh, we both from Brooklyn. We both Brooklyn dudes. Come on, son. You know how it is. I don't panic. I just told you that this is my family. The Buff are my family. I don't panic. When somebody leaves this team, that is my family, I'm going to feel some kind of way. Some of y'all are thinking this is a professional team. This is not a professional team. It's a college team. So I'm going to say something if we lose Mikey. I'm going to say something if we lose one of our linemen. Van Wells, I'm going to say something. You're supposed to have emotions for people that have been around your family for a long time when they go away. That doesn't mean you're panicking. That means I'm a real human being with real emotions about my team. And then when we get a new player, I'm going to celebrate that player too. But let's not start getting this all twisted and turning like, oh my gosh, he was the guy that was just panicking. And look, now we got another player. Look, now he's on screen talking about something else. No, my feelings are known. I express my feelings. But let's not mistake my feelings for panic. I don't panic because I come on here and I say, listen, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime knows what he's doing, and he's going to get the job done. We're going to get new players. You don't get far into the video. You don't get far into the video enough for you to hear the other parts. Because you're working when you're watching these videos, or you're driving. If you are a truck driver, you put the video on, you only watch a few seconds of it, and you get the information, and you're out of there. You don't get my commentary. A lot of y'all don't get to my commentary or my perspective. Remember, I'm not breaking news on my channel. Some of the stuff that I post, some of that you already know. A lot of people that are on my channel, they come from my perspective. What else do I add to this conversation? If you're watching Skip Bayless, if you're watching Undisputed, you're watching for Shannon Sharp's, not Shannon Sharp. What am I talking about? You're watching for Skip Bayless's perspective. You're watching for what's the other guys? Oh man, I can't remember their names. Okay, Richard Sherman. Whenever he shows up, you're watching for that. All right. So Michael Irvin, you're watching for his perspective. All my lights are going off, but you're watching for the perspectives. That's what you're watching me for. I'm not on TV, so sometimes it's a little hard because for the most part, you just want the information so you can go by your way, and then you can go on other platforms and talk about them. That's okay, but I'm not breaking news. So when you come to my show, when I do those videos, inside the video, if you get past 3 minutes, 2 minutes, you'll understand I'm saying like, yo, I really wish he could stay because I really like the way he played. There's nothing wrong with a fan falling in love with a player that maybe they weren't perfect, but they were good contributors to the team. And I know that if they stay, they can work on whatever mistakes they made this year. They can continue to develop on our team because they were a good player. When you hear that, you hear panic. Oh my gosh, why is he making a big funk out of somebody leaving? We're going to get all new players. That's your perspective. That's not mine. Don't mistake that as panic. If you go further into the video, then you will understand, you will get the other part when I do break it down and say, you know what, he left, but we know that Coach Prime, I know that Coach Prime is doing his job. He's going to replace him. I get that, and I say that. You never get to that, and it's not my fault. That's your fault. And then he follows up with saying, you were complaining that Tank left, but we got the number one OT in the portal. So when do you say good riddance? He's off the team. Not everybody deserves to be on the team. I just explained it. So I guess if you don't understand where I stand, then you are just watching the team just for whatever. I don't know. This is my team. UNC Greensboro did not have a college football team. I finally found one through Deion Sanders. And if you don't have no emotions, if you don't have no connections, no emotional connection to the team and the people that are here, you're always looking for new players, then that's on you. That's not on me. That's on you, bro. Dylan Edwards, I know people's names on this team that you don't even know. You have no vested interest in anybody on this team. You're the choir. You are the O-line is trash choir. I'm not with you. You and I don't ride like that. We may be from Brooklyn or we may be Brooklyn dudes, all right? But we don't ride together. I was on Saratoga Avenue in Atlantic, all right? That Dunkin' Donuts right there, I went there. You don't even know that there was a store right on that corner that I used to put clothes in. That the owner of the store, I used to design clothes, and I used to give her the designs, and she started stealing my designs, and I was like, I'm not rocking with you no more because all you want from me is my designs, and then you make money, and I'm saying, anyway, we may both be Brooklyn dudes, but we're not on the same team. We're not on the same mind frame. I don't rock with any of y'all when it comes to the O-line is trash. I don't believe you. and I don't rock with you. On this channel, I don't rock with none of y'all when it comes to the O-line is trash. I don't. I know different. That's where we differ. So I don't think the O-line was trash. You do. Okay, what you being from Saratoga got to do with me? Your name says Brooklyn boy. Oh, that's Brooklyn, Miami? You are over the place. Carolina boy, if you don't get out of here, you're not from Greensboro. You're not from Carolina. All over the place. What? Bruh, Brooklyn boy, you said you from Brooklyn? I said because you are not from Brooklyn dudes, and then I said Saratoga and Atlantic Avenue. Because we're both from Brooklyn, because we're both Brooklyn. Maybe your Brooklyn is not from Brooklyn, New York. Maybe you're Brooklyn from like Miami, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, like Cincinnati. It's a lot of Brooklyns. Anyway, these people are crazy. But I have explained myself enough, okay? I've explained myself enough. I can't do it. It's like in the comments, when you keep going, and they think they're right, you're never going to get. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, but what you being from Saratoga got to do with me? I just told you. I said because we're both from Brooklyn, and then I kind of try to connect you with Brooklyn, Saratoga Avenue. We're both Brooklyn, so you know that I'm from Brooklyn. Because I'm from Saratoga, you're from Brooklyn. We are both. Okay. They had to have some talent to allow Shador to get them yards. Better play calling and not holding the ball would have changed a lot. Brooklyn. So that's why I don't believe, like I said, I'm not with y'all when it comes to, Wild Dog says Tank should have stayed to play in rotation, but hope he can start elsewhere. I know what Saratoga is, sir. You're not getting it. Oh, I'm the one that's not getting it. Okay. Assimilation. Tank should have stayed to start. So, okay, Wild Dog. So this is how it works. You got players who are on the team. People have this narrative that they all suck. They all need to go away. But you don't believe that. All right. Jacob Everson, you're from Denver. That's what's up. Salute to you. So you got a team. You're following the team. You know the team personally because that's your team. So you get to learn the different positions. You get to learn the fullback. You get to learn the running back. You get to learn about Smoke. You get to learn about Dylan Edwards. You're learning about Travis Hunter, the Dawsons, the everyone. You get to learn about those people. So when somebody leaves the team and you make us think about it, when somebody leaves the team and you're like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe they left. That's a problem to some people because they are a Deion guy, because they're not necessarily about this team. They really understand just Deion Sanders. It's all about Deion Sanders. It has nothing to do about the team. To them, it's nothing else. It's only Deion Sanders and what he's capable of doing. But there's more than Deion Sanders that's on this team. It's a team. It's a team. Like, yes, we know Deion is great. We know I praise Deion here all the time. I give him his flowers in real time. Okay, but this is a team. Even though I'm a BWB, I'm here for Deion. I'm also here for the Colorado Buffaloes. Okay, the Colorado Buffaloes have other players other than Shador, Shiloh, all right, Deion Sanders himself, and Travis Hunter. And you can sprinkle in there Jimmy Horn and Dylan Edwards. There's more to it than that. But it seems like if you say anything about somebody leaving, like, yo, you got decent players. Mikey left. Bye, Felicia. Van Wells left. Bye, Felicia. You're going to get replaced. Nobody cares about you. You stunk. Oh, Christian Lichtenhand leaves. Bye, Felicia. Nobody cares about. Come on, bro. That's your team. That's your team, bro. That's your team. If you have any kind of emotional connection with them, then you will feel sad. You'll feel disconnect. You will feel crazy. You will feel something. You got to feel something if this is your team and you know that they give it their best or they didn't give their best or whatever. I get it. But don't blame me and say, oh, I'm panicking because I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this person left. There's nothing wrong with that when a fan says, oh my gosh, I can't believe Van Wells left. He was our center. I know Tyler Brown is coming. They probably had to fight over that job. And then if you have a Van Wells and a Tyler Brown, you can shift one of them over. Okay, now you have depth. You need people that are good players to be on that sideline because, excuse me, if somebody gets nicked up or you want to give them a fresh legs to support to support the line, you can rotate people in. That's the good thing about having depth. But you just bring one guy in and he gets hurt or he gets tired or something happens because, big guys, they get tired fast. You bring one guy and you need like 2 or 3 players down the line that are just as good. You think Van Wells being a rotational player is not a good thing? Where you at, bro? You need rotational players to come in to help this team out. We need to be able to switch out some guys to bring in some fresh legs. When somebody says, oh my gosh, I can't believe they left, we need like 3 Jordan Seatons, 3 or 4 Jordan Seatons for us to be able to play all of these teams. Where they at? Right on your screen, North Dakota State. They're nice. FCS, but they're nice. That's what we learned yesterday. Nebraska is not going to be the same team. They're going to ante up. They're going to be nice next year. Colorado State, they give us a problem. They're nice. They're going to ante up too. They're recruiting too. We're not the only ones recruiting. Baylor, Big 12 team. They're nice. They're recruiting too. They have their Deion. They're recruiting too. Oklahoma State is not sitting down waiting to see what we're doing. They're nice. All right? The guy that we just got came from Oklahoma, right? Kansas State is not sitting down waiting for us. They're nice too. Cincinnati is not sitting down waiting for us to recruit. They're nice and they are recruiting too. Texas Tech is nice and they're recruiting too. UCF is not going to sit around and wait for us. They are recruiting too. So when I say what I say, when I say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this person left, it's because of that. It's because I know that other teams are recruiting too. We're not the only ones. Depth is important. The people that are leaving are decent players. They're starters. Yes, the O-line sucks. Okay, bring in the good people. Bring in the elite players. Keep the good people. Why do I have to explain this to football aficionados? If you are really a football fan, right? If you really know football, you know that if you're going to bring in some dogs, but you got some starters from last year, okay, make them a second stringer and bring in your dog. When that person gets tired, you know that you already had a starter from last year that can at least play. All right, with some fresh legs, he comes in and take a few snaps, and then the other guy, the dog, can take a break. That's going to make an effective team. If that guy gets hurt, you have a starter. You already have a starter, a potential starter that can play in his place. And when he comes in and he's fresh and he wants to make an impact because he knows that if he does better, your job is on the line. So now you got healthy competition that's in there. This is how football works. Why do I have to defend that all the time? I shouldn't have to defend that every single day that I come on this show. Like, come on, guys. Y'all keep saying y'all know football. Y'all keep telling me I don't know football, but that's how football works. It's called DEPTH. Want me to spell it again? It's called DEPTH. Depth. You need starters. You need like 2 to 3 starters on the line. Guys that are already on the trenches playing, and then guys that are waiting to come into the game. If you don't understand that, that's not my fault. Okay? Tell him again, Timothy Smith. Tell him again. You need a backup plan for a backup plan. All right? That's what you need. And then Carolina boy who's afraid to come on. And y'all don't have depth. But that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So if you get a Vance Wells, here I go again with that Liberian thing. All right? If you get a Van Wells, he's a starter now. You get somebody else that come in. He comes in with Tyler Brown. Now you got healthy competition. You got two guys on there that you know that are potential starters, and they're gonna compete with each other. That's called DEPTH. All right. Now you got DEPTH. I'm just gonna spell it now because some of these things I gotta spell out to people who pretend to know football, but they don't understand what I'm saying. Like, they just don't get it, bro. It's like, yo, you got good players. Cultivate those players. Develop those players. This is college football. Develop those players. I'm not saying, they left. I get it. They left. We can't help that. Okay, they left on their own. So whatever caused them to leave, maybe that's bad energy that needs to get out the building. That's fine. That's good. That is fine. But if there was a chance to keep them, if we can just make them an offer or say, hey, man, listen, you're a decent player. I know that we started off on a rocky foot, but for some reason, I really like the way that you play. I know that we weren't great together last year, but I believe that you got the potential and we can develop you. Whatever conversations can be had, maybe they were had and it just didn't land well with them. And they just like, I'm out of here anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay, fine. Let's get the bad energy out of the building. Let's get the energy that wants to be here, and then we can move forward. But don't blame me for saying it. Do not blame me for telling you that this guy leaving is a good player. And it's hard to get good offensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? You get one and you're all excited. Now you're all excited. Yesterday we had the critical show. Having good one lineman is not enough. Take it from Carolina boy. Okay? Y'all get good one good lineman, and all of a sudden now we're back. We're not back. That's one. We need two more. That's just one now. I want you to celebrate the one, but we need another starter. Another one. We need another DJ Khaled. Another one. I'm telling you, we got a football team. Did you not watch this season? Bruh, when our starters were gassed, when our starters got tired or nicked up or they got contusions, they got stuff happening to them, we didn't have nowhere to go. We had to play Bishop Thomas. You know Bishop Thomas with the missing tooth? He's on the defensive line. We had to move pieces around. We were a hot mess, bro. Dylan Edwards with his small self was out there blocking. What? Are you kidding me? Dylan Edwards was out there blocking. I was like, God forbid. You know what I mean? We can't get all excited, all crazy. We can't go crazy for one lineman. We can be happy for a moment, but we ain't done. We're not done. You think I'm going to swallow the pill this year? No. I'm not taking that blue pill. I'm not taking any of the pills. You can, but I'm not. All right? When you watch this channel, now you're going to get solid more. I've been bringing solid information, but now you're going to get way more solid. Boy, I'm telling you, when we go into the season this year, oh, you're going to be ready. Because you're like, yo, dang, TLP, you was right. We're going to be right together. So I don't have to pump my chest and say, I told you. We're going to be right together. You'll be like, dang, TLP, man, you were right again. Ah, daggone it. I hate it when you're right. Oh, my goodness. Yo, we're not going into battle beat with all those teams with Jordan Seaton. We need like 3 more Jordan Seatons, bro. 3 more, bro. And I told you, we're going to get like 3 to 4. We got 1, but we need like 3 to 4. We got 3 more to get. All right? So we're not coming last in the conference again with one guy, okay? Just Being Myself says the CU Buffs are going to be just like a Baptist church. They're going to be collecting for the building fund for the next oh, nah, I don't believe that. That was cute, but nah. we don't need to collect for the McCaskill is coming. Wild Dog, listen, I don't care who comes if you're not planning to use them. If you've noticed, Wild Dog, I've been real conservative here because I can go in. I can really go in if I really want to. But I'm disappointed that we did not run that ball. So I am buying no hype this year. This time around, I'm not buying no hype. I don't care if we get Barry Sanders' grandson coming in here and he plays better than Barry Sanders. I don't care who running back we're getting. McCaskill went and he red-shirted, and he knew what he was doing. But it doesn't matter who we got as in the running backs room if we don't plan to use them. Okay? We're getting the O-linemen. I just pray to God that the O-linemen that we get, I pray to God and I hope that we're not stacking up O-linemen so that Shador can get 5,000 yards, 5,500 yards, and the running back room is gonna be like tweeting again. They're gonna be tweeting like, bro, selfish ball. All right, so I'm not buying no hype on nobody. All right, no hype on nobody, because at the end of the day, man, we gotta use them correctly. You're gonna bring in all these guys, and we gotta use them like that. I need to see. I need Sherman, Pat Sherman to be Shermer, not Sherman. Pat Shermer. I need him to be instilled, put into place, and I need to hear him at his press conference. Let him open his mouth and start talking at the press conference. What are his goals? What does he want to accomplish this next season? Tell us, like Sean Lewis told us. Sean Lewis says we're going to be run heavy. I believed it. I was excited. I was like, oh, great. This is awesome. And then no run. I need to hear what Pat Shermer is going to say. What do you have to say? What are your plans? What are you going to do for this team? What play are you? You're not going to tell us what plays you're going to instill, obviously. But I just want to know, what do you plan on doing overall? I sort of like, I will believe him. So, Quipsy, or whatever that is, I can't say that. Casey, I think that's what it says. The line couldn't block last year, so imagine them trying to create gaps to run through. Why run Alton? The line had a successful run block, so that's that. I'm tired of saying it. I'm not gonna say it no more. I'm tired of saying it. The line could block for the run. We were successful running the ball. We were successful running the ball. Okay? I'll say it again. Colorado Buffaloes. All right? CU. 1924. We became CU. We couldn't be UC anymore. 1924. I think yesterday I said 1954. 1924 to 1925. We changed our acronyms from UC to CU to separate ourselves from the California schools. But we're still University, all right, of Colorado, not Colorado University. Us. We were good at the run game. The Colorado Buffaloes, okay? You know, like Buffalo Wild Wings. We were good at run blocking. Please, y'all, get that, please, and write it down. Colorado could run last year. They could run. The offensive line was not trash. They could block for the run. We just refused to run the ball. Plain and simple. We did not want to run the ball whatsoever. We refused to run the ball. Point blank, period. We didn't want to run the ball. We said, no, we're not running the ball. Put the ball in Shador's hands. And he paid the cost. The ultimate fracture cost. He paid that. And we paid the ultimate cost of a 4-8 season because we were one-dimensional. And then we had corals in the locker room. The adults were not happy together. They were not a family. Those are the ingredients. And I will argue that until Judgment Day if you and I happen to be there. Holla at me. We refuse to run. Your coach and stats say something totally different. No, they don't. No, they don't at all. They do not say anything different. All of the stats support exactly what I'm saying. They do. Your stats, if you take the stats, you will see 1 point something yards per carry or 2 point something yards per carry. You would say that's dismal. But that's not the real truth. That is not the stats. Shador was sacked over 50-something times. Those 50-something times that he was sacked, most of those lost over 10 yards because he was in shotgun position. He was in a shotgun all the way back. And guess what? He's the type of quarterback. He doesn't step inside the pocket. Shador, you're supposed to do your two-step. Your two-step goes back. If you're already in shotgun position, you say hike the ball. All right. And then when the guys come running and your line, they're coming running and one of your linemen get in the way and they divide, that little microsecond that you have, that split second that you have when they're going like that and they're trying to get around the lineman, you as a quarterback are supposed to step inside that little gap that's created by just somebody being in the way and they have to run around, right? You have to step inside that line. You know what Shador does? If you watch all the games, Shador, for the most part, he takes 2 steps backwards as opposed to those microseconds, those split decisions. Shador, he doesn't step forward into the pocket so he can run around in that little circle that's right in front of the line and buy himself more time. You know what he did? He went backwards. And that's when he was sacked, like 15 yards backwards. Those 15 yards, they are included inside with the run game. So the statistics that you see, those stats are included in the run, the rushing yards. So it takes away from the actual rushing yards. I've been explaining this all season. So that's why I'm not with any of y'all. I don't believe none of y'all when y'all say the line sucked. Because I have evidence that shows that the line was just doing what the line would normally do. There were other elements that played into them sucking and them being exposed. There was a lot of other elements. The lack of running the ball, Shador holding the ball way too long, taking regular sacks. He's just taking a sack because he doesn't want to throw it. We go for it on 4th down, and the dude doesn't want to throw the ball. He'd rather hold it and not get an interception, not understanding what the reason why we did it on 4th down. You got to throw regardless. He doesn't understand that. Come on now. We can go all day with this. I don't believe none of y'all. I'm not with you. I got evidence. God forbid 5 to 6 seconds. That's eternity. The pass block is what you're talking about. And then the elements of the pass block has to do with him holding the ball too long, taking regular sacks. The pass block is the RPO, the run pass option. The run pass option, you're trying your best to go around. You don't know what's coming. Shador has to wait because he's Mr. Perfection. Go to the NFL already, boy. Stop playing with me. I love you, Shador, but come on now. Come on now. 5 to 6 seconds. My Lord. Let me put this up, King. 5 to 6 seconds. Who do you think got that kind of skill? There is not enough NIL money. There is not enough money in anybody's war chest to get anybody that can block for 5 to 6 seconds. And I'll explain this to y'all. Do you know why you see certain quarterbacks like the elite teams? Do you know why you see them looking like they got all day back there? It's because the quarterback's using their legs to move around. The quarterbacks understand that they got to step inside of that pocket. So when you step inside of that pocket and those two dudes that are rushing you, when they come whew, and they go past you, now you buy yourself an extra 1 or 2 seconds to run around and find your receivers. Or find somebody that's open, and that is an eligible receiver down the line. That's why you see the elite teams doing that. But if you go back and you count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi on all elite teams, the linebackers, the defensive linemen are getting to those quarterbacks way faster. Nobody got 5 to 6 seconds. Are you kidding me? You get a few linemen that can give anybody 5 to 6 seconds, you better give them $5 million right now. Empty the war chest. Any lineman that can guarantee 5 to 6 seconds, give them all the money in the world to get them. That's impossible. Impossible. Smoke Adretti. I don't know if you're talking to me. Smoke Adretti, you say, you're talking goofy. Stop saying you are a fan. 100, whatever. Like, are you talking to me? I don't know. Sometimes y'all having side conversations, and I can't tell if y'all are, if y'all are talking to me or not. I don't know. Because y'all don't know me, so I don't know. Like, some of y'all don't know me. You're just coming here, you'll say what you got to say. You troll, and then you run. Yes, sir, you're talking to me? You don't know me, Smoke. What do you know about me? Smoke, what do you know about me? You don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, you said go watch Washington and Penix. And that's exactly the team I was talking about. Carolina boy. I'm talking about Washington and Penix. Ain't nobody giving them 5 to 6 seconds. Watch Penix. Watch his leg work. Penix knows how to get out the he step inside the pocket. The line can block for him because you know that Shador has 3,000 yards for a reason, right? Y'all think those 3,000 yards came with a trash line, right? You know that Shador got those 3,000 yards because the line is the trash line that you're talking about. The 3,200 yards passing that he got, it's the same trash line that gave him those yards. Okay, then your QB needs work. How many times I got to tell you? How many times I got to say it? Yes, the QB holds the ball too long. He has to learn how to hand the ball off. He doesn't know. Shador does not know how to hand the ball off. I'm giving this away to all the other teams. Shador doesn't know how to hand the ball off. Okay? He carries the ball. The running back grabs the ball, and Shador goes with him. All right? And then he pushes the running back. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what the crap that is. And then Shador, he doesn't know how to step into the pocket to take off. There was only one game he did that in, and Coach Prime told him. Coach Prime says, son, you got to run today. For us to win, you got to run to give us a chance to win. You got to run. And then he took off. He scored a touchdown running the ball. Shador finally steps inside the pocket, ticks off, and just scores a touchdown. If Shador was a pocket stepper, Shador would probably be he would have the most rushing yards as a quarterback in college football. He doesn't know how to do that either. I've been saying it. I've said it here. So, Smoke Adretti, if you don't know me, don't come in here and telling me I'm not a fan. I should stop saying I'm a fan. Bro, know who I am first before you start talking. Don't talk crazy. You're going to come into my live show and start talking crazy like you know me. If you don't know me, bro, be quiet. Get to know me. Say hello. Say, hey, Harry B., what up with you? What you talking about? Let me come on. Let me talk to you. All right? Don't come in here. Don't come in somebody's house and tell them that they ain't something that they are. So be quiet and learn who the person is. Be respectful. Learn your place, all right? Holler at me. You seen my live before, but you don't know me. You can see my live, but you don't know me. You said stop calling yourself a fan that you're not, but you don't know me though. Because you seen my live doesn't mean you know me, because there's a lot of people here that can tell you otherwise. So watch your mouth, bro. You be quiet. You're weak. You're a troll. Be quiet. You don't know me, bro. Come on, live. Let's talk. Let me see. Let me test your knowledge. Look on your screen. It says hot tips for tlpsports@gmail.com. If I'm weak, come on, let's talk. You have bad takes. So come on, let's talk. Unless you're scared. Come on here, let's talk. Today's the hate show. Oh, Coach, you was here for a minute? Damn, yo, I'm so sorry. I haven't been paying attention to the email. Y'all been trying to come on, and I've been in my bag talking. But yeah, smoke, come on. If you want that smoke, if you about that smoke, come on, let's talk. Bring it. I'm not afraid to talk to nobody. I ain't afraid of nobody. You got bad takes? Come on. Prove that I got bad takes. Let me see your good takes. There's a lot of factors, but some people just look at one factor and they say, oh my gosh, this line sucks. You've been saying the old line sucks, but you can't really. You're looking into the wrong things. The old line was not performing at its max performance, and I know that. But it was not the old line's fault. The reason why we lost all of those games, it was not the old line's fault. There was a lot that goes into that, especially if you are a fan. If you're a true fan of football, if you are an aficionado, if you know, then you know what I'm saying. Like the old line was not the reason why we lost all those games. There's a lot more factors that goes into it. And it's just football stuff that you're not looking at. And I'm saying it's easy to just point the fingers. Man, I'm telling you, like, we lost. Like, there's so many games that I can point to that we lost, and it was only based on, like, several, just, like, maybe one or two things. Like, we make that first down, and next you know, the momentum shifts to our side. Like, there was just, like, little things where Shador, instead of taking that sack, bro, if you just throw it in the direction of the wide receiver and give him a chance, you never know we're going to make it. But if you're taking so many sacks on fourth down, then why are we going for it? Every time we went for it on fourth down, not once did any quarterback throw the ball. Every single time we went for it on fourth down, we got sacked. Every time. And then do we correct that? Do we just say, oh, Shador's the best quarterback in the world and I'm not going to talk to him? Or do we go into practice and we say, hey, son, Shador, at the end of the day, son, listen, we're going for it on fourth down. It's on the 50-yard line. What we're doing is we're taking a risk. This is called a calculated risk. We're on the 50-yard line. When you're on the 50-yard line, what that means is we're okay with getting stopped right here or pushing the ball down the field. So if we punt the ball, right, we can go further into their territory and the ball can get there. If they're running back, they can run it back to the 50. We don't know that. But because it's a short yard, what we're doing is we're taking a calculated risk. If we get stopped right here, it's okay. We trust our defense because it's 50. They got a little ways to go to either score a touchdown or to make a score, to get a couple of first downs. We believe we can stop them. So, son, this is what needs to take place. You got to throw the ball. If you throw the ball, you're giving our quarterback, our wide receivers a chance to catch the ball. And guess what? They may not be thinking that it's a punt, right? It's a punt, but you're throwing it. If they intercept the ball and one of our guys tackled them on their 10-yard line, that is it's a punt. It's a long punt. Now we got them on the 10-yard line. They got to start there. But guess what? If you're in shotgun and you don't throw the ball and you take a sack, we were already on the 50-yard line. You just took us back to our 40 and you got sacked, now they're in our territory because you took that sack. Is somebody explaining that to Shador? Because we did it like 3 to 4 times, I think, and he still took the sack. And I'm like, are we not explaining this to Shador? Does he not know either you're going to throw it or you're going to throw it away? But you cannot take the sack. Every time we did it, he took the sack. And I said, nobody's telling him. That's the only conclusion I can draw. Nobody's telling Shador at practice that when it's 4th down, you got to throw it. Nobody told him. So there are more elements. There are way more elements to what's happening than just the O-line sucks. That's why I can't ride with y'all messages. I can't ride with y'all. Y'all see the O-line, I see a whole lot more than the O-line. Because I see 3,200 yards passing. A trash O-line doesn't get 3,200 yards passing. There's no way. No way. All right? I know Shador's good, but I don't see 3,200 yards passing with a trash O-line. That means you had a decent O-line and you didn't use him correctly. That's what I see. That's what I see. That means if your quarterback was able to muster up 3,200 yards, that means the O-line was decent. And you just didn't coach him well enough. Point blank, simple. That's it. You had a decent O-line. You ain't coach him enough. You didn't coach him well enough. What you did was expose the O-line's the weaknesses. All you did was expose their weaknesses. That's all you did. And you're going to get some other O-lines. They're not going to be perfect guys. Ain't nobody perfect in the game of football. But you're going to get another O-line if you do the same trash play calling. If you get the Shador still holding the ball for 3 years, going home, taking a nap, waking up and thinking that somebody's supposed to be blocking for that long. If you get that, guess what's going to happen? The same thing is going to transpire. You're going to expose their weaknesses. You can't keep exposing people's weaknesses and then expect them to be like, oh, you're great in this, but you didn't do that. Yeah, he didn't do what his job was. Everybody got a job to do. Bro, I give you 3 seconds. What you do with it? Everybody got 24 hours in life. What did you do with your 24 hours? We give you 3 seconds. What did you do with it? You took a sack. That ain't my fault. You took a sack. That's on you. Year 1 program needs to make mistakes. Oh, no year 1 program needs to make excuses. Okay. We could have been successful in year 1. Yo, Crazy Beast, man. Crazy Beast, I appreciate you, man. You get people that come in and they just come up in here and then they wanna talk to you crazy in your own home. You didn't come into my house and telling me who I'm not and who I can, who I am. Like, come on, bro. Then come on live and let's duke it out, bro. I'm not afraid to talk to nobody. I don't care who you are. Come on live, let's talk. You have a difference in opinion, that's fine. I'm with it. I was a humpback coming from Maryland. Maryland didn't teach me how to be a beast. I'm a beast because I'm a New Yorker. Going to Brooklyn changed my life. Now I ain't afraid of nobody. I don't care who you are. I'm confident enough in what I know, and I can talk to anybody. So come on, let's talk. If you think you're a man, you can talk your talk. Come talk your talk. Bring that energy. I'll give it right back to you. I'll destroy you. I guarantee you. I promise you'll get destroyed. Easy. Because I know football. I know football. All right. Just being myself, what you say? 3 games in the Big 12 will have CU's numbers just like last season. Their weaknesses will be exploited immediately. If we do the same thing that we did in the Pac-12, if we are one-dimensional, oh my goodness, I guarantee you, people already know what to expect with us. People know, they already know. If we're coming with that same lackluster, lackadaisical play calling, we want Shador to pass every down. If we're not 65% run and whatever other percent is left from 100 passing, we're going to get exposed again. And it ain't going to matter how many O-linemen we got, how many top-notch O-linemen. We're going to expose them again. Because O-linemen are not supposed to give you 5 to 6 seconds. They're supposed to give you 3 to 4 seconds. And the rest, you got to earn that yourself, quarterback. The quarterback has to earn 5 to 6 with his legs. You got to earn 5 to 6 with your leg motion. If you're going to stand back there, and then when the line is coming at you, you're then going to go backwards. You're going to go backwards. You're setting your men up. You're setting your people up. I'm telling you, you're going to set up your O-line by just keep going back. You have to learn to take steps inside. Every quarterback that I watched, they either went around the block or they fought them off or they stepped inside right away. As soon as they saw it coming, they stepped inside. Because when you step inside, phew, right there, now you got 2 more seconds. They're still going to turn around and come after you. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not a perfect scheme. You step inside, you're buying like a few seconds. They're very quick seconds because these are top defenders. So as soon as you go past them, they're going to be right there, come right back. But at least you just bought a few seconds to give Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, or whoever else is left on that team an opportunity to get open. That's why they step inside the line to buy a few more seconds. Maybe that's the 5 to 6 seconds that people are seeing with mobile quarterbacks. Not a quarterback that's going to keep going backwards. That doesn't make sense. You keep going backwards, they're coming at you. So the further back you go, the more exposition. No. The more you're going to expose your linemen. Because those big guys are going to have to turn around and they're going to be called for holding. All right? They're going to have to the guys are going, film. And then the linemen are trying to what am I going to do? That line coach, that offensive line coach, he's going to have to teach some type of Charmans. Not Charmans, but he's going to have to teach some sandwich stuff. How do you work together to sandwich block? All right? You guys are going to work together. When you see that guy coming, push this guy here. Make him go this way. That's your job. You got to make him come this way. By the time he meets here, both of you are right here, and now he's sandwiched. He can't get in. They're going to have to teach that. Somebody's going to have to have the wherewithal to teach about sandwich blocking. You can't do it alone. We need each other. So if I'm here and I'm doing this guy has to recognize that I'm here doing that, and he got to come over to help. Football it's not complicated, bro. We made it way too complicated. Yeah, I didn't understand that you said the O-line trash, but expect them to block for 7 seconds. 7 seconds. What is this? That's not football. That's a whole nother sport. My goodness. 7 seconds in football? God. Man, that guy's going to sleep, come back, Christmas, go to Christmas break. You know what I'm saying? Like, you take 7 seconds. That's elite. That's like Deion Sanders type of stuff, like gold jacket type blocking. Yo, you get 7 seconds on an O-line. I can only dream about that. I don't even know how to even count 7 seconds on an O-line. Boy, can you imagine you get you're gonna need 3 Gronkowskis to be ready. You're gonna need the Warren Sapps. You're gonna need the Phils. You're going to need all of the big guys. And even with that, you're only getting 3 to 4. I'm telling you, even with that, you're only getting 3 to 4. You put all those guys on the line and you're only getting 3 to 4 because you're thinking that you're not going to have no Lawrence Taylors on the other side. You're thinking that you're not going to get Manti Te'os on the other side. Was it Manti right? You're thinking you're not going to get no beast running and knowing how to get past you. What? That means you're not getting no linebackers that are beasts. 6 stars coming at you. And their job is to get at that quarterback. They eat quarterback for lunch and brunch. So you can have the best O-line, and that means you're not getting no beats on the other side trying to get at you. Nobody's doing anything past 4 seconds is Hall of Fame. And even with that, anything past that is insane. Not even Hall of Fame. That's insane. Trent Williams can't even hold a line for 5 seconds. Not even with that. No way you're getting 5 seconds out of Trent Williams. Not with Lawrence Taylor. What? Yo, I'm telling you, some of the best backs, some of the best defense linemen, bruh, they're getting at you quickly, and they're fast and agile. Their job is to eat the quarterback's lunch all day. They get bonuses for sacks, and they want to eat, and they're hungry hogs. Trent Williams could not block for 5 seconds. I guarantee you. I'm telling you, not 5 seconds. The quarterback is going to be moving. They can block. I'm not saying 3 to 4 seconds is forever. Guys, I'm telling you, plays happen fast. 3 to 4 seconds, you got to count it. That's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Now you got people open and they're running around waving their hand for the ball. By the time you get to 3 Mississippi, like the world, like 3 seconds, like Miller in the NBA has scored 5-6 points to win an NBA title. By the time you get to 4 Mississippi, that's 4 seconds. Like, yo, the wide receivers are going to sleep in the end zone. Like, bro, what is going on? Why are we? Bro, I've been running around. I'm tired running. 4 seconds. Now we keep creeping into 5, 6, 7 seconds. Like, everybody's going to sleep back there. Like, look, bro, I can't run no more. What do you want me to do? I beat my guy down the line. I'm over here sleeping. My hands are raised. I'm doing a dance. I'm doing a Baptist shout. Like, bro, what do you want from me? I'll say 4 seconds. Anything above that is forever. 4 seconds. You're counting 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. By the time, like, if you watch any of the best teams, by the time you get to 3 Mississippi, it's like that's when things have already opened up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And then you're like, okay, now the wide receivers have had time to get to their routes. All right? 4 Mississippi, that's like, okay, now we're expecting the ball to be already out. 4.5 seconds, now you're like, come on, bro, what's going on? EJ88 says the spread offense depends on rhythm. You gotta get the ball out quick. That's why even the backup has success versus Utah. That ball gotta come out quick because defensive linemen, they're trying to eat. So right there we go, Wild Dog. 3.5 seconds minimum, then anything more is gravy. That's perfect right there. All right? That's it. If you really count it, like, go watch any of the good teams, the Oregons, the Florida States. Just go watch their games and then just sit there and just count. When the quarterback says hike, just count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. By the time you get to 3, the quarterback's ready to throw. Anything after 3.5 seconds, if the ball's not out, the wide receivers don't know what to do no more. Now they're running around like, what the heck is going on? I don't know what's going on. I was ready. I'm open. They're waving their hands and they're crying for the ball. Like, what's happening? Why are we taking so long to throw the ball? So that's like 3.5 seconds is like where you want to be at. That's optimal. Now, after that, that's like, okay, the quarterback needs extra time. So he's got to earn that with his own feet. You can't stand back there and be going backwards. What we talking about? I'm telling you, that's football, and it's simple. It's supposed to be simple, not complicated stuff. No, not complicated. The really good quarterbacks make it look easy. The Tom Brady's, they make it look easy. And I think it was Mark Rippon for my Washington Redskins back in the day, made it look easy. All right? Yo. And then when you start getting into the mobile quarterback like the Randall Cunninghams, wow. All right? The Michael Vicks, wow. They made O-lines famous. They're like, wow. Because they're out of there. Split seconds, they're running around crazy. Like, you're like, wow. Man, that O-line is a beast. Nope. The O-line just doing regular O-line stuff. I would say the opposite. I would say the goal is 3.5 and 4.5 is overachieving. Purple Orca. You overachieve with 4.5. You get the 4 point, you get the 4, you're already overachieving. To get to that next half, then it's like, nah. It's hard to get to that next half. It's really hard to get to that next half. Now you're into getting sacked zone. Now you need like 4.5 is like mobile quarterbacks are now moving. They're moving around and they're giving time. But yeah, O-lines, yeah, it doesn't. It's hard to get 4.5 seconds. Just count it. The next time you watch, like the playoffs are coming, right? We're going to get the national title game in January the 2nd or sometime in January. Just watch the national title game. And you know what? I'm going to stream the national title game just because I want to count and I want to look at their O-line. And I will count with y'all. And I will also count with y'all how many times they run the ball and how many times they throw the ball. And we can count together. Okay? We can count together how many seconds their O-line is giving them. And some of those teams, a lot of those teams, they got really good O-linemen. That's why they're so successful. And then you'll see, like you will see that 3.5 seconds is where they're usually at. By the time you get a 3.5 seconds, the ball is either coming out, is already out, or they're getting ready to throw the ball. By the time they get the 4 seconds, now he's risking getting sacked. Or he's a mobile quarterback that has to make that extra room because he just wants to get that perfect pass. Like somebody that's coming from okay, like somebody that's getting that's like the USC quarterback. He's very mobile. He can make his own way. He doesn't always need the O-line. He can run around. So Wild Dog says 2 to 5 seconds to release the ball. You need to get Bubba Dub on the phone to give these delusional fans the truth. Trash. I use some of his stuff every now and then. Yeah, man. If you taking too long to get the ball out, you trash, bruh. Artist Smith says pass protection is a pocket thing of a you. Once you get to the end, the pocket quarterback needs to step up into the pocket. Exactly. You got to step inside the pocket. If you want more time, you got to create that time. You got to earn that time yourself. You got to earn the time. The quarterback has to earn his own time. You can't like you are mostly responsible for that O-line being trashed, like for that O-line being talked about, and you got to take some of that responsibility. Like, bruh, please, like, take some of that responsibility and understand that, hey, man, we got to work on my leg work. We got to work on stepping outside the pocket. So, all right, guys, it's about that time. It is after 3 o'clock on the East Coast. It is about 3:06 right now, December the 7th. Okay, TLP live at noon. Goes on about 3 hours. Sometimes it's 1 hour, but 3 hours for the most. All right, so we are done today. Remember, We got a good one. It's time to celebrate, Buff Nation. Do not let anybody steal your shine. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Celebrate all because they've had the microphone for a long time. You got the microphone back now. But make sure that you put it into perspective. Don't over-celebrate because guess what? That's just one. We need more. Big this one up so that the next one can come through. We're going to use this one to get to the next one. More good news is coming. Coach Prime is doing a job. His team of people are doing the work that is necessary. Believe in that, okay? If you have emotional attachment to who's leaving, it's okay too, all right? But if you're going to criticize, make sure that that criticism is constructive. Don't just be out here saying, this sucked, then that makes you a hater. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to leave it right there. I will see you guys tomorrow, guys, okay? Tomorrow, today's what? Thursday, right? Friday shows are always lit, okay? So make sure to keep the email lit. Make sure to keep that email so that you can call in tomorrow because we're going to have a lot of people calling in. It's going to be lit tomorrow. I will see you guys next time. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there, what you just witnessed, people, that's the Liberian perspective. That's TLP Sports Club. Brah. Peace out, guys. Love you. Thanks for joining me today.